Obviously, I was on mute as usual. What's happening, lads? What is going on? Felt like there was a bit of a need for some content today, some live content. Feels like there was a lack of it in the space. I was waiting all day for my Lardinho stream, and it didn't come. Unfortunately, I don't know. I haven't really spoken to him in depth today, but yeah, hope everything's okay with Lardinho. But yeah, I thought I'd jump on, lads. I'm a little bit bored, and yeah, I'm patiently waiting for this Trafford Burnley game to finish in the manner that I want it to. So yeah, I thought I'd go live and yeah, just shoot the breeze on the old DNPs. So yeah, hope we're all well. Just catching up with the chat now. For some reason, the chat's a little bit behind, or maybe it's not. Because when I went on YouTube, it looked a little bit different to what I'm seeing here. But Ian, what's happening, mate? Alexandru, me SSV. Means it's late night for me in Eastern Europe. But in the US, I don't know. Early afternoon. But Shetty, what's happening, mate? Here for the arguments. Same. I'm here for it all. Charlie Dunbar, what's happening, mate? AZ, Josh. Yeah, when I searched the stream up on YouTube, it came up with like completely different chat to this. Well, I say completely different. Like Jack's at the top, but for some reason Jack isn't at the top of this one. So I don't know what's going on there. Quinny, what's happening, mate? So I'm just going through. Owen, what's happening? Mikey Baston. Am I subbing in? Technically, I am subbing in. Not on the same channel, I guess. But yeah, I guess I am subbing in somewhat. Mia says, we said hello, didn't we? Packus, what's happening, mate? Reese, what's happening, mate? Never seen your name in here before, but welcome. James, Yotza. Queen says, if you want a co-pilot, I'll be at my desk. If it works on my like Streamlabs, like I'm not on what's it called right now, the one we use for metal, the old melon. But yeah, if I can get you in, I'll get you in, mate, 100%. Rizzo, what's happening, mate? Magnus, Red or Dead, Ben Gibbs, what's happening, pal? But yeah, like I said, I thought there was a lack of I was going to say in season then, but a lack of live content today. And yeah, the topic, the hottest topic, I guess, in Sorare, in the Sorare sphere right now is, of course, DNPs and rolling locks and all the fun stuff and all the all the solutions that come with trying to get rid of those or lessening the impact of those. And yeah, I think it's a good conversation to have. For sure, but so I'm just catching up on the chat. James, 6 a.m. start. Jesus. Oh yeah, you're in Australia. That's crazy. Alex Coombs, what's happening, mate? What's happening, pal? Rizzle, Apple 22. If I do miss one of your messages, lads, I do really apologize. Like I said, for some reason the chat isn't showing exactly what I had on my YouTube chat. I'm looking at a multi-stream chat. For some reason, it doesn't show up everything, so that's a bit annoying. Like I said, looking forward to rolling locks this midweek because it suits the game week. Otherwise, it's a no-no for me. Fair enough. I completely get it. Great video, really special for me as I was considering rare. I actually watched Quinny's video earlier. That was the only bit of Sorare content I've watched today. The rare road to glory that you're starting, Quinny. So yeah, it was a fun watch. Vanaken killed me as well, mate. Absolutely brutal. Lots of relegations for me this weekend. Complete opposite last weekend. I was flying high, promoted everywhere. It felt like anyway. Yeah, I've hidden 21. 6 of those are training, granted. I've hidden 15 lineups, excluding training this weekend. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lineups showing. I probably should have got rid of the Road to Glory ones because those were basically dead anyway. So yeah, five lineups kind of live to tell the to tell the tale. Alex Coombs up to Twitch. Yeah, up to Twitch, lads. Up to Twitch. Didn't get to finish it as I was running late. This great fellow drop live. I appreciate that. Alexandra. Make sure you go back and watch Quinny's, though. It is a fun vid. I actually watched the whole vid. Callum, CD, what's happening, mate? Let me work on... How am I going to get a... Ooh, let me check what this looks like. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything. I might be able to do a little black background for me and Quinny. Oh, no, actually, I'll be able to get him on the live screen, I think. Like, I'll be able to get him on this screen. That should work. But the collab cam on here, like Quinny knows, is a nightmare. Graham just subscribed though on Twitch. I just saw that, Graham, 5 minutes ago. I really appreciate that, mate. I really do. Celtic and up relegated me from 4 divisions, bro. Yeah, the Celtic one was tough. Really, like, horrible. Like, genuinely horrible to see. Like, I don't play Contender, so, like, I'm not benefiting from it in any way, shape, or form. It was just, yeah, it just wasn't nice to see those type of, type of DNPs and stuff. Not going to lie, all the Celtic DNPs saving from relegation. I'm not surprised. Mikey Basson, no relegation for him. Shit players having the day due to other DNPs. Only one that annoyed me was the Pumas keeper. Apparently he's going to be 3rd keeper now, I've seen. Well, maybe. But they're in the market for trying to get someone else in or something. Hey, is the best of viewer comp meant to be -50? No, I don't think so, mate. I looked earlier and it was -50, like you said. But then I kind of looked again and it was fine. Let me see if it's the same. Because I made my lineup earlier. If you go in and go edit. Yeah, there we go. See how it says 0 now? 0, 0, 0, 50, and then 25. So, yeah, it should be back. This is the game week that people have to remember they win because of other DNPs. I guess so, Mikey, but, you know, it goes both ways, doesn't it? It definitely goes both ways. Shrew, what's happening, mate? That star doesn't make it better. Doesn't make it better in Super? What do you mean by that, Alexandra? What do you mean by that? I don't know whether I should have my phone up as well, because I don't want to miss any like YouTube comments, because up the Twitch, me SSV. I'm seeing YouTube comments, but I didn't see the first couple for whatever reason. Lad, if we've not left a like on the stream, please do so. There's 48 of us watching. I'm seeing 12 likes. I just gave it a like myself. But yeah, the more likes, honestly, it really, really does mean a lot. So I'm just going back now. Don't think I've missed much. I mean, the under-23 Super win is one of the best wins to get. Yeah, it probably is. Well, it is, but until you see the prize pool, which I'll show you in a minute, I'm glad I got relegated with them, as it means none of my other contender cards did anything. I'd rather that than big squad wasted. Yeah, I guess you could look at it that way. No, it's the number 1 from last season was expected to leave, but it fell through. Got you. What happens this game week? Do we get rewards tomorrow? But we can submit lineups late. Or should we still submit them? Submit them today, but you can change them on Wednesday. Like, the game week doesn't close till Wednesday now, not Tuesday for this week. Wow, Marcus had no DMPs in contender and still won nothing. I'm sorry, Marcus, but that takes some doing, it sounds like, especially with no Celtic. But then I guess it depends what competition you're in. Like, what division maybe. What do you think of the budget? What do you think the minimum budget for an MLS team could be to win rewards and limited in season? Mate, honestly, it's so hard. It's impossible to say what the limited prices are going to be. We don't know anything about the threshold that they're bringing out. We literally don't know anything. So until we know the prize pool, I could give you a better guesstimate. But like, genuinely, I'd be just farting into the wind. Like, I don't know. Genuinely, it's so hard to say, mate. Unfortunately, no rewards tomorrow. Yeah, for sure, no rewards tomorrow. There'll be rewards Wednesday, right? I think the first couple of YouTube comments delete sometimes. Got you. Interesting. Yeah. So as soon as you start it up, they go. Got you, child. Appreciate that. Your relegations and the DMPs that almost ruined your lineups. A tier under 23 Super seems like a great reward to get. It really is. Daniel Cooper, what's happening, mate? Right, let me send Quinny an invite. Let's see if this works, because like I said, it is very temperamental, the collab cam on Streamlabs, but I have sent a link, so we'll see what that does. Hopefully it does something. But yeah, the first thing I saw in regards to the DMP / Rolling Log / all those fun buzzwords, I guess not the first thing, but the first thing that I was like, wow, this is interesting. Can you stream the farting into the wind? You won't want to see that, Mikey, I promise you. Is this the Chris Meffin stream? It will. I'm hoping it gets to that, Tom, yeah, by the end of the stream. Just needed a Bruno DA for my first promotion to D1. That's gutted, mate. Very unlucky, right? Yeah. First thing I saw that was like of, good. Like, I'm not saying I could have come up with better or whatever. I'm not comparing anything. I'm just saying that this was an interesting tweet. I saw that, other people seem to agree with it as well. Not just because it has a lot of views or whatever, but I think it's a good idea. I didn't even realize Dan commented as well. Interesting. But basically, this River Sorare, shout out to him. I don't know who he is, but interesting little tweet here. So rolling locks are a stupid idea for Sorare. There's just too many lineups, and it will waste too much time or ruin the game. Just fix the DNP issue by allowing every lineup to have an optional single fixed underdog, L15 under 45, sub, who only comes in if the formation remains valid. You can only cover 2 positions. The underdog means there is still some penalty, so it's only an incremental change. There will still be some DNPs. DNPs will still hurt, but the lineup is not totally written off before the game week even starts, which is a sickening, depressing feeling and only makes sense if deliberately designing a game to be shit and not fun. Utterly stupid. Wales can't just bulldoze it with extra stars. Simple and understanding with the strategic depth. Extra support for the market and underdog quality cards. Really simple idea. Have no idea why they've not worked it out yet. I mean, there's a little bit to unpack there. But it is probably one of the best ideas I've seen when it comes to like lessening the impact of DMPs. Like, I won't have it, and I know Quinny might be on the other side of this. I won't have it. The DMP should be part of the game. Simple as. I'm not having it. No one will ever convince me that like being okay, the DMPs exist in the game to the degree they do right now should be a thing. I just don't think they should be. And people will be like, yeah, well, they've been around since the dawn of time on Sorare. Yeah, fine. So did the threshold, but that had to go. Things have their, have a sell-by date, and enough's enough sometimes. And I'm not saying that point is like right now, but I'm saying like it's sort of leaning towards that now with, the amount of midweeks we have and weekends and teams playing in both, like for the big teams and stuff. And, those big teams have stars. And if those stars don't play in the midweek or play in the midweek and don't on the weekend, it gets dicey. Like, it just does. Like, there's no worse feeling than joining this game, spending 500 quid on a team, your first game week, and your best players rotated. Just like, I'm not saying it happens to everyone, but just as, an instance, it is not fun. And I think it just zaps the fun out of the game. It just doesn't make sense to me. And I'll stick by it. Nobody's ever going to convince me otherwise. Now, I'm not sitting here, saying that there's a perfect antidote to all this, because there's not. Like, there's lots of things that have to happen for these DMPs just to vanish, right? It means people are, on their phone all weekend, all that stuff, and there's arguments for and against it. I get it. Like, not everyone wants to be on their phone all the time, checking scores and checking lineups. Honestly, I'm with you. I am. There'll be some people that would be willing to put in the work if we're talking rolling locks or whatever. Some people that aren't. Like, I get it. Like, that, there's a sticking point there. But this change this idea that Rivers come up with here doesn't really require much more thought process, really. And it doesn't really seem like there's many ways to game the system. Now, they obviously might be that I'm missing, and I'm sure I'm missing something because it's not implemented on Sorare yet. It might never be, and that's fine. But I'm just saying, like, it just feels relatively simple, right? Like, it gives a lot. I say a lot. It gives more value to these, shitter cards. L15 under 45. You could even call it L15 under 50. Whatever. And, I do like the whole Wales can't just bulldoze their way with the star type of thing. Like, I'm not sitting here saying I'm some sort of whale, because I'm not. Like, there's levels to this game. And I don't think I would win more with something like this. Like, I might be benefiting today from winning a star Super Rare because, Pedri DMPs, right? Like, I get it. I get that I've, benefited from DMPs or other people getting DMPs. On the other hand, Kevin Danso not playing screws me out of a couple hundred quid or whatever. Like, works both ways all the time. But for me, I'd rather just completely, not zap it completely, because I don't think we'll ever just, disintegrate DMPs. But this idea does definitely lessen their impact. We don't know the numbers by how much, but let's just say, well, I spoke to, what's his name? Sorare Bab, or whatever his name is, on Twitter, and he said in one of his articles, like 30% of lineups have DMPs in. Like, that feels far too much for me. Far too much. Would an idea like this chop off 15%, 10%, 20. I don't know, but I'm just spitballing. But I just think we would have less of them, and I think that improves the game. It gives more value to these underdog cards. And we're doing fucking training 6 teams, 36 players every week for no reason, let's be real. Like, who cares about XP, right? Really. Like, you wouldn't be spending any more time doing what you do training than doing something like this, where you have, 2 players to cover the positions, etc. Like, it's not as if like you'd be spending more time doing things. Yeah, you might want to buy some more cards. Like, you are going to want half decent cards in those positions, even though L15 or 45 does, sort of pigeonhole you a little bit. You can't have really good cards, but at least you can have better than L15 of 2 or 5. I know that's extreme, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you're still going to want to have semi-decent players that should play, but they just might not score that well. But maybe they do. But that's the whole point of a sub for me. James, I think, is 30% like on average every week. Still think that... right, let me get back to the chat. Sorry, lads, because I just went on a little rant then, but I need to get off my chest. And let me see if Quinny's in the building. No, he's not yet. Okay, sorry, let me get back. DNP suck, but it's part of the game. Nah, I'm not having it. I'm not having it, Hatligen. It shouldn't be part of the game. Just because it is doesn't mean it should be. Sorry. It's just not. Poker, we're playing with cards. Like, cards can't DNP. We're playing with people's lives here. Like, football players that have babies and have fucking dodgy paellas. It's a completely different ball game. I'm sorry. Bichetti says, that seems pretty good, honestly. What days? What's happening, mate? Would rather 35 than 0. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, Bichetti, honestly. He also says, preach divisions were not part of the game. It's a big difference. Exactly. The game is going to continuously evolve. Simple as. I'd rather, if your guy does DNP, that it got a flat 25 points, less than the 35 for touching grass, than any sort of rolling lock. I get it. I just don't know if 25 points impacts much is the issue. The idea is actually brilliant. I would be on board with this. It's way better than rolling locks or late swap. Okay, Hatligen's back. We got Hatligen. Love it. Are DNPs Sorare's fault or real life football's fault? Yeah. It is real life football's fault. But if you're going to make a game around it, make it inclusive to those things, is my point, Mikey. Like, I'm not saying it's Sorare's fault necessarily. It's the schedule's fault. It's Sorare's, it's football schedule's fault. Simple as. But the game does need to, I think, evolve a little bit to make that, make it work for both. Leon head coach has been dismissed by club owner John Texer, former Leland Milan manager Fonseca. Wow, to take over. Jesus. Nice intel there from Graham. That's a good idea. Maybe the player should come from the same team. Yeah, I've heard Laird speak about that with the collection thing. I'm not totally against that at all. I think, again, it pigeonholes you a little bit. But like with real life subs, obviously you can only sub players in from your own team. Should that happen on Sorare? Well, I don't know, because the 5 players you pick, they don't have to be all from the same club, do they? So I think that would go against a little bit of the whole, like, I know Sorare have gone against it anyway, but like the own your game type of thing. Like, I do get it. Like, I'm not totally dismissing the whole your sub should be from a collection. Like, I think it's fine. I just don't think it needs to be that restrictive personally. I just don't see the point in that, really. Not a terrible idea at all, though. We know lineups beforehand. There's a mechanic in place already considering rivals you can pick before reveal or after. So make it 1 change per team submission, and it has to be from the same team. Again, definitely not a terrible idea at all from Josh. Will encourage collections too. Yeah, no, it would definitely encourage collections. Boroughs against rolling locks. No, I definitely get it, mate. I definitely get it. Still think the sub should be from the same collection. Yeah, people are like that one in real life. Like, yeah, but in real life, like Bichetti, like I said, with the 5-man team you play on Sorare, it doesn't have to be from the same team, right? So why should the sub have to be from the same team that you're subbing in and out? That's my only sticking point with that. Would you think a 6-man lineup with taking the best 5 scored would be a good idea? That's a really interesting one. I've not thought about something like that before. Kabaski, but I think it's an interesting idea, mate. Yeah, fair play. Don't mind it. That 30% line seems wrong. I put at least 4 or 5 out of my 25 teams out per game week with no DMPs or subs or stories. Yeah, I think he took it from like D1, Charles. He took it from like good places, not like shit places. I would argue 20% of those Yeah. David said the same thing, but I think they were from D1 to be honest. Nah, sorry, Burrow, I'm not having it, mate. DNP shouldn't be part of the game. I'm sorry. No, Mikey, 30% is not. No, it's to do with. It was D1. It was D1. I'm sure it was. Let's see if Quinny's with us. Quinny's not with us. Like an FPL, if someone doesn't play, they get subbed out normally for a player who's cheaper on your bench, etc. Yeah, it would follow that type of model, Owen, wouldn't it? With the whole like underdog thing with this River fella. Andreas, what's happening, mate? For goalkeepers, it should allow any scores as reserves might have high scores from one game to another. 40 to 45, L15 makes sense, as it doesn't allow you to use stars that can avoid relegation more and can win. I'm on board. DMPs are in football everywhere. Every other fantasy game has them too, as they'd lose half the user base, as you can't be on your phone 24/7. A sub would be fine no more. Well, that's fine, yeah. I'm just saying, give me something that let's just argue that number is 30%. Just bring that number down for me. I say I don't really care by how much, because 1% ain't gonna do it. But bring that down to 20%, 15%, and I'm happy. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm not saying like just completely get rid of them and then whatever the solution is, just deal with it. Like, I'm not necessarily saying that. I'm just saying we can't have this many DMPs with the schedules this crazy. Like, it just takes the fun out of the game. And I'm not saying this from a point of like, I'll win more because of like if this came in. I will have more fun if this comes in. That is literally what I'm saying. And that's literally how I see it. I hate the idea of rolling locks, Reese. Yeah, no, fair enough, mate. I completely get it. Daniel said, not going to try and convince you that it should be, but I'm fully on the DMP train. It's fine. I shrug and move on. I don't know. I just can't see it. Jack says, I'll keep DMPs as it is. Could be a common card, so I guess no bonus. Maybe, but I don't know. That just then blurs the lines between scarcities, I think, though, in a little bit. Maybe give the DMP small points and allow 4 percentages in case the DMP was capped in. Potentially. Quinny just messaged me. Let's see if he's in. Quinny said he's in, but... Oh, there we go. He's in. Okay, wait there. Let me just get these going. Okay, Quinny. Let's see if this works. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yep.
Wow.
I can hear you.
Okay. Right. Let's hope the chat can hear you. You can't see me.
See you.
No.
I can hear you.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, it's annoying that you can't see me, I guess, but yeah. I guess that's the only one of the biggest downsides of this stupid thing. But what's going on, mate? You okay?
I'll send you a picture. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfect.
Oh, okay. I thought I was living here.
I can see and hear you perfectly. Obviously, you just can't see me, right? So.
Okay, that's fine. Then that's cool.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I think I've got it fixed on mine. I was gonna send you a picture of what my settings are. But
nice. Oh,
actually, if you can see me in that,
I might be able to see you, mate. Wait there. What about? Sorry, you might be able to see me. Yeah.
Yep.
Boom.
Boom. The settings aren't bad, but they're clunky, aren't they? You need to go in and actually do some obvious stuff. It's just annoying.
What's going on, mate?
How are you, mate? I've been following along. I know I've not been active in the chat. I've been running around juggling stuff.
You're good, mate. You're good. No, I was. I've just been doing a few bits and just thought, well, Led wasn't live for whatever reason, so I'm hoping everything's fine with him. I need to check up on him, but and I was just gagging to do something basically, so I was just like, fuck it, let's just roll something in. You've been busy at Celtic Park, right? Not Celtic Park, but Parkhead. What's happened?
Yeah,
talk to us,
mate. I made eye contact with Jota.
Wow. Did you show me your show record card?
Mate, see when I was driving there,
I
was like, if I get any kind of somewhat like microphones are away moment with him, I'm 100% going to ask him about his player card because he's got one.
Yeah.
And obviously his agent controls it, or he's just never logged in again or checks his spam or whatever. And oh mate, I was so close right at the very end when everything was done to just go, Jota, by the way, can I ask you? You know, and I didn't. But I got to ask him 3 questions. Got
Oh, class.
proper good eye contact and all that as well. He was pure engaged, and that was brilliant. And also I got some quality pictures as well. You'll see them on Celtstar here. All the photos there are taken by yours truly on the old Google Pixel.
Love
Didn't
it,
take all
mate.
my fancy stuff with me, so it was just kind of last minute. Can you
Oh,
go
really?
to Celtic Park? I was like,
Yeah,
hell to the yeah.
Can I?
Aye. I was
That's
adrenaline
class.
with the kids and stuff, but that was it was
Yeah.
quality, mate.
Oh,
But I
mate,
did
I'm
put a
very
tweet out this morning. I got a bit of traction, and it's all on
Yeah.
the theme of the day, isn't it? The
Well,
DNPs.
yeah, mate, I didn't even see that. Like, I did see a tweet, like, let's call it an hour ago, but I genuinely didn't see it when I only saw these tweets, and then, was it two? Oh, this one, yeah, completely. I guess you did it when I was asleep, to be fair. So,
Aye,
like,
yeah,
it didn't, yeah,
exactly.
it just didn't come back up. But yeah, it's a nice little bit of little bait there. But yeah, mate, it definitely seems like this weekend's tipped a lot of people over the edge. I think in general, like not to say it's never been a thing before, but and I'll give it to you, Celtic lot. You were rather quiet as a bunch. I'll give it to you. If we're talking like the DM, yeah, no, I'm giving you kudos here. Like you, McBride, I didn't see much moaning. I would have been fuming, but
No,
yeah, I my hat's off to you for sure. Yeah, but it just feels like it's just been a thing across every like region. Let's be honest. Like I know it was tough on the Celtic stuff, but you know, you know what I'm like, Kenny. I don't think it should be part of the game, and I know you're on the other side of that, and that's completely fine. I said to the chat earlier, and I know we're not probably going to come to a agreement here, and that's the beauty of it. Like I want to chat about it, and I think it's fine to be on either end, personally.
yeah, that's the thing, right? Is I put that tweet out this morning more off the back of actually other people I seen on the timeline moaning about DNPs
Me,
and like not actually you, to be quite honest with you. I'm not going to name names or anything like that,
okay,
but
yeah.
I seen it around. I was like, oh man, I am sure for every person I seen moaning about DNPs, if I really wanted to, I could probably go and find those same accounts tweeting DNPs are part of the game, bro. Deal with it, yo. You know, when other things have happened, to their benefit, sort of thing. And it's more that, I think a lot of people in the community don't want to get on a side with it because it feels like whenever it's getting rallied, the people rallying it have got are sour at that moment. Very, very rarely, and you're probably one of the exceptions, but very rarely are people like championing it without being stung by a DNP that game
Of
week.
course, of
Everyone's
course.
excited for it or everyone wants to talk about it when it actually happens to them, sort of thing. And I think with Celtic, we all kind of knew the writing was on the wall that it was possible. There was like this crap on the stadium. They were only going to tell us in the morning of. It was a surprise to get called off and all the rest of it. But seriously and sincerely, like I know you're saying that. So I'm always available for iteration and improvement, changing the game. It's kind of Sorare's thing. Kind of
Yeah.
always kind of receptive enough to that, right, for the most part. But somebody said it in the chat, and it's probably the first place I would start with this, is there is not a fantasy game in the world or fantasy football period where there is not expectation on part of the game being predicting who plays. That is something that knowing who's going to play well is, of course, the creme de la creme prediction,
Yeah,
picking the
yeah.
right guy week and whatever. But by and large, you've got to know who's playing, right? That's just something that's in the mixture here. When it's an 11-man fantasy thing, like one player missing out doesn't completely crucify you the same way that it maybe does on Sorare, because it's a 1/11th of the output rather than 20%, and if it's your captain, is
Oh, I
that
know
going to
how
pay
that
a
feels.
yeah. So it's I'm always available for iteration and stuff like that, and there's been some decent ideas that go around it. But I'm not let's make this happen tomorrow.
No, for sure. So my only pushback on what you said then with the whole like other fantasy football games. Other fantasy football games have cushions. Sorare has 0 cushion. Okay?
Fair.
If you get a DMP, you are effed. FPL, subs. And they're games with 0 money at stake. 0. So I think with the stakes on offer on the game of Sorare, I think there needs to be some sort of contingency plan. And I'm not saying, like I was saying earlier, the 30%. Let's just call it 30% of every, every competition has, that feels high, but let's just call it that for now, because that's what Sorare showed me. And it wasn't, somebody said it was contender this week. It wasn't that. He showed me it from like weeks ago. Like it was just he did it over a couple of weeks, right? I'm just asking, can we take that number, Quinny, and just fucking reduce it by 10, 15%? Can we half the 30? I'm not asking to really know to start an 11 of every team, but just let me know that Pedri's had a dodgy paella overnight, and I ain't gonna play him in my lineup 4 hours later. Why am I guessing if he's gonna go out and have a dodgy paella 3 days before? There's just things that I think need to be. I think we're just living in the dinosaur era with fucking Teslas in a way. Like they're just not adding up. They just don't. They shouldn't be in the same ecosystem for me. I know there's people that are against it, and that's completely fine. And I'm not saying this from like I'm gonna win more. I just want to have a bit more fun, Quinny. This game should be first and foremost about fun. And I know I just mentioned like there's money at stake, which there is, but I just want to have a bit more fun, mate. Like I don't want 30% of my lineups every week. Or I don't want to be, not moaning, but I don't want to be annoyed at 30% of my lineups every week. If I put out 30 and 10 are fucked, that is just not a good place to be for me, for Sorare, for everyone. It doesn't, okay, it benefits people that don't get the DNP, obviously. But I just think as a whole ecosystem, I just don't think it makes sense. Sorare are going to have more frustrated users, which results in less cards bought. Maybe I'm clutching at straws a little bit, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I just think overall it's a bit of a net negative that we have this much of an impact, or DMPs have this much of an impact in the game that we played today. And I'm all about evolving, and Sorare are as well. And, we're not stupid. They're not stupid. They've already implemented it into the common mode. Like, they know that this DMP issue is a big, big issue. Let's not kid ourselves, right? And then, the pushback is, there's no perfect antidote. And I'm kind of okay with that. As long as 80% of the, Sorare population are fine with it. It's not going to benefit everyone, or everyone's not going to be on board with it, but everyone weren't on board with a threshold going, were they? Let's just have it right. Like, it's never going to be perfect, but can you bring that 30 down to 15 for me? And I think we've got a better game. I think we've got a much better game, personally.
Yeah, that kind of last statement's probably quite right. If it's so again, like, so the thing with me ultimately is like one of the things it does give you extra kind of latitude on is like stacks just killing and just being the thing. If a random guy DNPs, it obviously wipes. And again, like, it's quite an obvious thing that's because kind of doesn't even really need said at this point. But I do think the removal of that, like, as a thing, is going to make the leaderboard a lot tougher. And really then and it won't, like you say, it probably won't eliminate every DNP, because even if you have any solution that's available to you, you will still need another card to come in to the place of the DNP card, which you're going to want to be of equal quality. Really, obviously, kind of be better. You'd start with that card over that one, obviously, So you want that to be at least equal. And if it's worse, it's maybe something in a reality people accept as they're growing, and it's maybe their fifth lineup rather than their second or something, whatever. So I think, like, even with that, because there's not going to be a solution that because again, you can still get relegated with some of these things that we're talking about potentially, So I don't think the problems people are maybe worried about are the ones that kind of motivate this change don't really go away as well. That's maybe part of it a little bit, because again, like, as I say, you need to have the card in backup, and then if that card doesn't do well, then again, people are just still going to be upset, I suppose. Maybe that's just a wee bit of a poor example, but I do think, like, essentially, like, it's not going to be the cure to everyone's poor game weeks all of a sudden,
Definitely not. No. There's always going to be people that pull up in warm-ups and stuff, and goalkeepers that pull up in warm-up. Like, those things are unforeseen. They sting more than anything, but like you said, you probably ain't going to get rid of those ones. But surely the 2 days before the game, day and a half before the game, like, those are the ones I'm just looking for a bit more leeway on, Quinny, man. Like, I'm not asking to change my, my guy that got injured in the warm-up type of thing. Like, those are just, like, they happen. They don't happen often, and you're just damn unlucky when they do. But I just really think there is a lot of, DMP-ness, whatever you want to call it, that just could go could go cured. Like the whole like MLS, like the funniest one with the MLS one is the MLS communications report comes out an hour after our deadline closes on Friday. So we find out an hour after we can't do anything that all our players are effed. You know?
Yeah.
And that's where I'm a bit like, is there something flexible where we can just, I'm not saying rolling locks, I just mean, first MLS game, whether that is on a Friday night, at least we got just a couple of more hours. Those, like, there is a sweet spot for things like that where just moving the deadline 5 hours later, does it really impact much? Or in the negative context, I think there's just only a gain to be had from things like that. Other than, okay, there's no one inclusive time that everyone locks on. I get it. Like, I get it. Like, there is sticking points. But I just think there has to be a bit more flexibility now with, how global the game is and how, whether people are in different time zones. Like, it's going to be sticky for certain people than it is others. Like, it's a global game. There's different time zones. Like, yeah. It's just part of it, isn't it? We can't control the time zones. I know we can control what Sorare can control what they do, but I don't know. I just think, like I said, I keep coming back to 30%. Even if it's not 30, it's 20 right now. Can we half it? Whatever the percentage is, can we find a solution to half it? I don't think we'll eradicate it ever, like fully, because I think that solution is just too complicated and too time sensitive or whatever the word is. And I get it. I get people's concerns. They don't want to do that on the weekend. But like I've had a few conversations and stuff in my Discord, and we've had some wicked conversations about it in general. But people are like, oh, they don't want to spend time all weekend, moving their lineups and stuff regarding rolling locks. But I'm like, it's the weekend. People are off on the weekend. You've got more free time on the weekend. Let's just have it right. Most people that work 9 to 5 have more time on the weekend than they do in the midweek. Really. It's just, you're just not working. So, I know you have kids and whatever. Like, I get it, but I'm just not having that. The whole like, you'd have to be on your phone 24/7 type of thing. I think people are like making it out to be a lot worse, a lot more sensitive than it actually is in reality. Everyone's checking their phones. If you take this game half serious, you're checking your phone, man. Or you're having a notification. Like, let's just have it right. I don't care how many kids you got, you are. And if not, you're a very casual player, and that's fine. You do you type of thing. I did have another thought, and I haven't actually put this out into the zeitgeist yet. I was speaking to actually DD about it yesterday, and it gets a bit dicey. It's not even a hot take. I was just thinking, like, we all play at different levels, right? Unique, super rare, limited. Why should all the rules be the same for each scarcity? Like, why can't limited have no rolling locks, and why can't super rare and unique have rolling locks? There's more money at stake.
Yeah, that's fair.
Different game.
Totally.
That I had that light bulb moment yesterday, and I was like, does it need to all be the same? Really? They say it's a different game, so treat it differently. I don't know. That was just something that came to my head. I thought it was an interesting idea. I don't know where the gap is. Is it super rare unique, or is it rare super rare unique and then limited is a separate thing? I don't know, but I think a separation wouldn't be the weirdest thing in the world, honestly.
Especially with primarily focused on like the users that you're not worried about missing out on the information or will just fall by the wayside because they won't be able to keep up. Because again, that's part of it as well. Like you say, especially at limited, like if you're not able to keep across, like again, the price of limited, the amount of teams people put out for limited players of relative enough modest budgets, can put out like a quite a sizable number of lineups. And I think it's maybe the daunting prospect of it all, and the fact that you won't be able to keep abreast of all of it. Because one of my favourite things on Sorare over the last couple of years has been waking up on a Saturday or a Sunday morning and all the J League has happened, and you're just like, oh, have I got a clean sheet to find? Have I got?
I get it. Yeah.
And again, like if you had the opportunity to swap those guys out, what would I have to do? Set an alarm at 6 a.m. Double check everything with one eye shut and one eye open, and try and sort something out. And I think it's more the mental prospect of that kind of thing happening is what puts most people off. Like you say, it is the weekend. You should have, and again, like with the best will in the world, like if for most of the important teams you're using, like teams also do kick off at night and stuff like that. And like I know people will be working and whatnot. On occasion, some people work weekends, some people work evenings. Of course, everyone has kind of different patterns. We're just kind of chatting in the main, but like if you kind of know, like I remember working in a variety of jobs, supermarkets, call centers, anything you want to think about, and that kind of scale of things. And if I kind of knew, especially 'cause back then, actually thinking about this a bit more as we're chatting, like I used to gamble back then. If I knew I had to check a lineup before putting a goal scorer bet on or something like that, I'd keep my toilet break until I knew, like, you know,
Yeah.
for 15, you know, and see like, oh, cool, you know, in play special, Di Maria's playing, let's go for it, you know, or whatever. I don't know. So like, again, yeah, and then there's different levels to players, different levels to commitment, I suppose, as well, in that kind of weird way to make sure you've got a toilet break backed up in case you need it. But like generally, like if it is, I'm kind of with you on that sense that is maybe a slightly overplayed element of it all. Like I've got 2 kids, and like it is a handful. Your time isn't your own for the most part, you know, and it's certainly not your own when you're working. Of course, I understand that completely. But you know, weekends, Friday nights, there's always like Champions League weekends. There will be a time where you're on your phone watching football, like you know, or on your phone on Twitter, see the lineups coming out anyway, or in various live chats, or you know, having your phone close by. And again, like I was kind of thinking when you were chatting a minute ago about that, like if I played Rivals, I was playing it from when the team sheets came out,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
And if you were doing that for Rivals, you're kind of building the team on lineup news, aren't you?
It's the same thing, really.
Yeah, but again, like how popular was Rivals? How many people stuck with it? It was easy to fall away from because it was quite intense. Do you know, actually thinking about that?
But there was nothing at stake.
Well.
If you've got something at stake, you're gonna put effort into something. That is a blanket statement that I'll, you know, sort of die on in life. You will find time for things you care about. Fact.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I just think if you want to be a casual user, be a casual user. Like you don't have to. Maybe there's no rolling locks for that scarcity, rare and limited. But super rare and unique, let's say. I don't even play unique, but you know what I'm saying. Like, I just think that, yeah, there's something to be said there. Somebody said I'm a Sorare ambassador. I'm actually not a Sorare ambassador, Pachetti. I'm a Sorare data ambassador, not a Sorare ambassador. But yeah, doesn't really matter. But yeah, I mean, casual loser, casual user, same thing.
I do. I do agree with that. That's what I was kind of mentioning earlier. Is I think that like the kind of removal of that random occurrence, like it does make the leaderboard a lot harder, you know. And as much as like it's people that, oh, I'm just starting out and the DNP killed me, and if I'd managed to swap this guy for that guy, I could have won. But like as soon as you say, if you could have done this, you invalidate all of the data in front of you because everyone has that option open to them. So it's just like it's one of those things like, oh, if he scored the penalty when he lost the game, you just don't know how things kind of pan out, butterfly effect and all that caper.
It's just, yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether it happens in horse racing much, but like, do you very rarely put a bet on a horse and it doesn't run? Like, I'm sure it does. Like that happens.
Yeah.
But like,
so you get like anti-post betting. So like,
right.
So if I back like Cheltenham is always on my birthday, so that's the only kind of horse racing I know, right? So see, after Cheltenham this year happens, like within a week, they'll have the market open for the next Cheltenham already. And if you back a horse there, you get mad crazy odds, but it might not enter the specific race that you're picking. So you kind of really need to know, like, oh, this year they won the Jubilee, blah blah blah. So that means next year he's going to be favourite for the Grand. You know. But if they don't enter that race, your money's gone, the bookie's got it, and that's the end of it. But I think if you, like you're saying, if you know the runners and you put a bet on and then it turns out all the horses like came up, it's not going to run, I think they do refund some of them. I think depending on, so I'm not too sure on that, but you can do anti-post.
It's not like an exact, example, but you know what I mean? Like at least you get something back, whereas, fucking this stupid thing, I swear to God. This is what Streamlabs is renowned for. Unbelievable. I knew this would happen. I've been using this software for like 3 years and they've not been able to fix this issue. Honestly, it's ridiculous. Oh no, he's back. You back?
Yeah, sorry. I thought I'd give you a wee hand signal. Sorry, you must have missed it.
No.
But
Mate, I was fuming with Streamlabs.
I had an invasion.
I was saying like, I was thinking Streamlabs, the thing where like it kicks you out after like half an hour type of thing. Like that was the sticking point with this collab cam.
Yeah. It was a nightmare for that. Sorry. I thought I gave you a wee hand signal, but I must have missed it because I had a wee invasion in here. Get Graham and a few others. I can see. I think that's a Twitch chat. You get your money back for a non-winner, and they're calling me a degen.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was old Quinny. You know,
Yeah.
old Quinny liked to punt. Don't really gamble anymore. I don't gamble
Yeah.
anymore.
No, I don't know. I just think there's definitely a conversation to be had. We're seeing it on the platform already, so it's not as if like we're a million miles from this, are we? You know, we're seeing it in limited. We're seeing
That's
it
it.
play out. You know, that's like the worrying thing for people who are completely against it in the nicest way possible. You know, like it's probably closer than we think, and that's not me knowing anything. Like I actually know f all, but I'm just saying that I'm just going off the information I have in front of me, and that is it's on the platform already. You know, what more can I say or do? You know.
When I seen those pencils on that Best of Europe team, I couldn't believe it. Everyone
You
in
were
the chat was
shocked.
like,
I
"Ah, it's
watched
been."
your stream and you didn't say anything for like
Uh-huh.
5 minutes. You were like, I swear, I was making breakfast and you didn't say a word. I'm not joking for like 2 minutes, and it was just like Quinny doesn't know this. And to be fair, I knew it, but we haven't really had the conversation for some reason. Like I wasn't gonna just text you about that randomly. I don't know how I know or knew. Sorry, I think someone in the Discord must have told me, but yeah, it was just so funny to see your reaction. You were like, the Matrix is actually broken here. Like, what is going on? Because you thought it was like a glitch or something, didn't you? I think. Mate, honestly, I was
What was
crying.
going on? What is this? Yeah, you're right. I didn't really think about it that much, but yeah, I might have glitched out on that, short circuited or something.
So funny.
But yeah. So seeing that in the game, like you said, everything they do is foreshadowed. Nothing comes out of left field. You see something happen in NBA, it comes into football. If it's like cap modes, there's been lots of other things that has worked somewhere else and it's either been evolved or improved upon and implemented further with success. So when you see that coming in that Best of Europe, it's clearly testing grounds, like firmly. And I think,
100%.
like I said earlier, like I'm always available for innovation, like always there for it. And I think like there's some really interesting concepts and ideas. Like you put River Sorare's tweet on screen earlier, maybe it's on screen now.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
an
it is.
interesting idea he's got. I like the one about collections as well. And somebody in the live chat on YouTube had a really good
Yeah.
one as well, but I've forgotten what it was now. And I think like, if there is going to be some sort of evolution on it, like it has to be as non-exploitable as possible.
For sure.
Is the number one thing, because that's everyone's fear that the power users with the multiples of the power players are just going to be, puppet master on the leaderboard throughout the
Hmm.
weekend.
Can I just say, everyone in the chat would, slandering my 30 percenters and saying it was contender D5. It wasn't. Okay. It wasn't. It was champion D1. So if I
Wow,
speak, big trouble.
interesting.
So I'm just saying it's a serious. I think that's a serious problem. If 30% roughly of lineups of DMPs, that's 30% of people just pissed. I know that's it's your interpretation of it. You don't have to be pissed, but ultimately most people are going to be. If they're putting decent money into this game, they're going to want to at least see their horses in the race. That's all I'm asking for, Quinny. Let me just see my horse. He might fall, but just let him fall. But after the game's kicked off, that's my only gripe with it. And I've said it multiple times. And I don't think I'm not saying this from a selfish point of view. In that, like, I want to win more. I just want to have more fun. And more fun to me is having more horses in the race for longer, or more actively, whatever the word is. And I just think, I don't know, that's what this game should be for. First and foremost. And if there's some sort of mechanic that can make that work, then it'd be. I think we'd all be stupid to not want that. And I think a lot of I don't want to speak for people, but I do think people who play a bit more casually. It's not even the time. Well, it is obviously the time sensitivity of things as well, but it's more the like they think Wales are going to win more, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that's like an underlying issue in their thought process. Not everyone, but I just think in general that is a thing. And I don't think that would even be the case, especially with the river one with the underdog thing. Like you said, like you're not bringing in a good guy, you're bringing in like an okay guy, but that okay guy could change, my 360 point lineup with no Kevin Danso into a 400 point lineup that wins £100. Like there is a big difference. 40 points, all I'm asking for. That's nothing. Start with that with a bit of collection. So I know everyone gets
You're
that, so
going to
maybe
give
I don't
that,
even.
but you're going to give that to 30% of the leaderboard.
Of course, yeah.
So
But
40% probably doesn't. You probably need your super sub to be a 65er.
maybe, but I don't know. Like I said, yeah, it's not an exact science, but you get what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
there is going to be there's going to be places where you benefit from it. It might not make a difference in some places, but it will in others. Again, it's all relative. But like, yeah, there's some interesting things out there, and are we going to ever get a perfect one? I don't know. Like I said, Sorare Bab has this rolling sub situation, which is a bit more complicated, I would say, to be honest. Well, to me it was anyway. But yeah, it was the whole sort of rolling subs effectively. It's like combining both. I don't know if you read it, Quinny, or had time to read it, but
No.
I think he put it out last night pretty late, so you might have been maybe you weren't kipping because I know you do you do stay up pretty late.
Yeah, I do sometimes. Yeah.
It was a late. Pretty sure it was a late.
Oh no,
A late.
I'm not reading mediums at that time of night, but
Yeah, it was a lot. Yeah. I was up with the kid obviously, so
nothing
I
against
had.
mediums, but that's just not a late
Yeah.
night activity for me.
Oh, I agree. Um, so
No,
what?
no more DNPs. I think I've got it on YouTube. I don't know how much the delay is, but I'm just looking at the screen. I can't see the screen in this collab cam thing.
I got you. Sorry. Yeah. I'm on the Medium article. I'm just kind of scrolling through it a little bit, but he puts out like this sort of like a timeline basically. So it's like game week starts. It's quite complicated, but like player A eligible for a rolling lock. The game starts, and then that player is in, obviously. And then player A automatically subbed if obviously he gets DNP'd. And then there's like a player B line. You can edit it during the rolling lock period. Player B locks in, and then player B gets automatically sub if he DNPs. I mean, it's not that complicated, but yeah, I don't know. I think this one definitely takes more time. Like it's way more time sensitive than the River one, where like you just have an underdog pick in your background as a sub, and if it comes in, it comes in. If it doesn't come in, it doesn't come in.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be pros and cons to each one. Tobe says it's way too complicated. No, it is for sure, Tobe. I agree with you. It definitely is. Dina Iverson, what's happening, mate? And Neil Kai, what's happening, brother? Lovely to see you.
I think I think the leaning into the collection part of it, I just kind of get away from that, just making the most sense to everything.
Do you
Because
like
see,
that,
kind of
yeah?
like what you were saying earlier on, like the game can be different if you're in a different scarcity. Like you can kind of treat them differently if you want. Like if you want to take the game to that level. And I think it's kind of the same. Like if you are prepared to have a collection, then that is like the game utility you get from that. Like if you know that we were chatting about it on the Friday stream, I clipped it up earlier. I forget if that was the video or the Twitter post, but yeah, if like Salah gets injured and you've got Gakpo, Nunes, Jota already anyway, then you're just going right. Well, I can't play Salah. I'll play one of them because that's probably, again, if you've got a collection, it's probably a game and a team that you're going to be hovering around, maybe watching for the most part. If you can't always make it, you're probably, I don't know, at least passively aware of it at the very least. So
100%.
And then again, it's just, that's a quite an extreme example because it's Liverpool and all the cards are quite attractive just in terms of football players. But the same thing applies obviously to lesser teams and some of those budget players that then just gives them way more of a place, actually gives them some sort of angle, some sort of edge rather than just being collection bits for 1%
like
and stuff.
Yeah. Gives way more, utility to these collection pieces without being just collection pieces. Like you basically want bench collection pieces to have more utility effectively. That's what this would do, wouldn't it? And I like I said on the as you probably told me, I'm not totally against it. I just think like I know in real life that's the case. Like obviously you sub players in from your own team, but like we're playing a 5-man team or 5-man lineup. They're not all from the same team, And I know like you could argue the player coming in should be the same team, coming out. I do get it. Like I'm definitely not totally against it. I think it does make logical sense if you want to boost collections and boost utility for, like we said, bench collection pieces. Because outside of the collection pieces right now, you ain't gonna play those players. Don't see light of day. Let's just be real, do they? Unless there's big injuries and they come in as the first team player, first choice. So yeah, I like it. I do like that thought process for sure.
Yeah, and again, Toby's in the chat as well saying it's abusable. I don't think it is, even with the Salah example, like because for every situation where there's Salah and there's like 5 good forward options at Liverpool and maybe 1 or 2 of them can be 80 capable in a match, maybe even score as well as Salah could, like 100 or something like that. There's going to be a situation like I don't know, Man City, where if Haaland's not playing, they actually don't have a forward card if someone's playing up front. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
so you're like now kind of screwed all of a sudden, you know, or like the forwards are just cack at some teams. That's why they're on the bench. Or that's why, because again, I think a lot of people buy collection pieces thinking I'm making this card more powerful. And that's definitely a strategy I kind of endorse, I would say. And I think it's quite smart for a lot of people. So again, like even just doubling down on that angle of it, by having these cards, I just secure my really important card that he's always going to be somewhat available. Even if he DNPs, he's got the ability with these side pieces to make sure I never get a DNP in midfield. You know.
Yeah.
And again, with the Salah thing, like you said as well, it might not always be a Liverpool stack. Like if because again, you're thinking like, oh, there's no downside to that. But if your team is like Courtois, Guardiola, Bellingham, Salah, Rafinha, and then Salah's DNP and you're putting in any other Liverpool forward, like that's no downside. You know, that's a totally different forward prospect now you've got there, you know?
Yeah. And I think, like, I don't own a ton, but I have quite a few cards in my gallery. I'll give you a good example. Saibari for PSV. You just never know when he's going to play. And when he plays, he just does something. Those cards right now are semi-unusable, really, with the divisional structure. I can't risk him in D1, Quinny. I cannot do it because he's either ill, scores 100, or just doesn't do anything. So it's just like, I think there's a lot of players like that on the game. Your Dokus, you know, your Pep Roulettes and
Ferran
stuff. Ferran Torres coming off the bench, the Shark. So I just think like there is a lot of players the Sorare could sell for a little bit more money if they had a bit more utility, if that makes sense. Like how we would play them or their ability to be played in places where you wouldn't normally play them because it's too risky. Like I can't risk Saibari in D1 because X. I think if we had some sort of, you know, like a sub or, you know, a bit of a contingency plan in place, I think it gives those type of cards that are 100 capable, which you should want to buy for a lot of money, really, a bit more usability. And I think that should, not only do I like it, I think Sorare should like it, right? Like, can only benefit them, really, from a price perspective, no?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just looking at some of the scores. Alaves.
Yeah. You've got a guy looking good on 97.
Yeah, I fucking had him in my have a look at this. Dusty Dusan and Dusty Mepham. Error led to goal as my captain.
I'm on a delay with the screen, sorry.
That's
so I
all
need
good.
Oh yeah, I see it now.
Killer. They drew 2-2 with bottom of the league Plymouth, Sunderland. Shocking result.
Connor Hazard came back to play and I never put him in a punt anywhere.
No way, did he?
It's just stuck him in training.
Or did he lose the spot for a bit and then back, or how did that?
He came back from injury, then he got another wee knock, I think.
Got you.
And he was out for like 2 games or something, but he's back now, thankfully.
Yeah. All eyes on the Old Trafford minus AA. Keep it that way, baby. Minus AA on the Big Trafford. Love to see it.
Oh yeah, of course you hate watching that.
Yeah, I can't believe. I was just looking at on SofaScore. Leeds are favourites away to Burnley. Quinny, what's all that about? Like
weird, isn't it?
Yeah, they're like, if you put a tenner on Burnley right now, you're doing £37 with your tenner back. Tenner on Leeds wins you 23.
Yeah,
that's a bit mad, no? Or are Leeds flying? Are they? Yeah.
It's first versus third, isn't it, or something like that?
Yeah, there's only 3 points between them, though. Like,
yeah.
I'm just shocked at that, to be honest.
Leeds have got El Tanaka.
They do, and he is flying right now. 10 AA, 13 AA. I stand corrected.
Killer.
Love it. Yeah. Sorry, just catch up with the chat a little bit. Leeds have been the better team so far. Interesting. Thank you, Mike. I really appreciate that, mate. Burnley don't attack, Leeds do, basically. Fair. Oh, wow. Sponger. Hello, I downloaded Sorare literally yesterday and want to play on a really tight budget. Any tips? I'd be playing... I made a tweet about it earlier. If you've got Twitter, just go have a look at it. I think Quinny made a... Did you make a video on it? I'm sure you made a video a few days ago, didn't you? On the...
Best of Europe.
Yeah, the Best of Europe thing.
Yeah. I think I called it Easy Money.
Yeah, I mean, it is, right? Well, it seems that way. I couldn't believe it last night, Quinny, when I saw there was after watching your video, $20,000
Chunk.
prize pool, basically, which is nuts. Go read that tweet if you've got Twitter. Go watch Quinny's video as well, because it's basically the same thing, just sort of laid out in different ways. But yeah, you've got to get involved in this, because you're basically buying money, effectively, if you want to buy the limited. If you don't want to buy the limited, then you're just potentially just winning free money without outlaying anything. How many do you reckon? I seen your video, and you said there was about 2,000 that hit it like last week. What you reckon? Nearly 18,000 right now.
Oh, really?
17,499 to be exact. Excuse me.
Well, there's going to be so many more are going to flood in at the end.
Do you think? Yeah. Oh, of course, because we know the lineup. Yeah.
So it's going to I think it was 40,000 last time entries. Yeah. So I would expect it to be like 50 or 60 at minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how it shakes out. But I think that will factor into it. And yeah, there is no DNPs. Really, is there? So everyone should be happy. Everyone should score 500 points or whatever, So
yeah,
should be easy.
Should be easy on paper, right? But are you surprised Sorare making it this easy? And I know it might not be in reality, but do you get what I'm saying? Like, they're giving us all the tools to score 400 points. Like, let's have it right. They really are.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Maybe it's obviously it's a good game mode and all the rest of it, but there must be some sort of data gain from it, that they get. Like, can they drive everyone to that deadline at that time for an event, perhaps? Champion. Like, I was thinking, like the semi-finals and the final and all that, they'll probably do stuff like this,
Yeah.
And like tickets or signed somethings, or Zidane's coming to your house to make you breakfast.
Yeah, no, I think it's great. I do think it's great, but then I'm also a bit like, from a selfish perspective, again, it's hard to not speak selfishly sometimes, but like, I see $20,000 given away here, Quinny. Why in Classic getting a couple £100? That's my only gripe with them. I'm like, Jesus, they're throwing this much money, and have they really promoted it, really? Like, I've seen a few tweets and stuff, and a few Instas and whatever, but I don't know, mate. I'm a bit like, it's a lot of money, like, to be just given away.
It's a lot of market credit.
This is money. It is. Look, $20,000. If you go to the next week, it shows market credits. The cash pot is split evenly. This is like a threshold split.
Oh, of course. I know they actually. Sorry, I'm a tube.
Yeah, you're right. The other ones are market credits.
Yeah, ignore me. Yeah. Of course.
So if 2,000 hits, it's $10 each, basically.
Yeah.
Effectively. But like, people are saying, if Bayern smash, Bayern haven't got a defense. Actually haven't got a centre back right now. So
it's in that video. There was somebody that just went full common Real Madrid.
Nice.
And they got into the top like 500 or something. So they won like $4 or whatever it was, and market credits that would have been. With a full common lineup, like you say, like a full stack might do it. You need to get the stack and the captain right, and you probably need to be like first entry with it as well, if that's still a deciding factor.
It wouldn't matter though, because you're not against anyone else, really.
No, but if someone else did have the exact same one as you, like, who would be ahead of who? Because
there is no ahead. You just share the pot evenly. Like, if everyone had the same lineup, it doesn't matter as long as you hit over 400 points. I think I've lost Quinny. Have we lost Quinny? No. Yeah, it's not Europa League, Cal. It's Champions League. Nep did an integration, did he? Fair enough. On his main channel, wow. Yeah, it's the best of Europe for the Champions. Like, there's 2 midweeks this midweek. Game week 48, which is the one we need to... how do you enter the common one? Just go to game week 48, go to discover new competitions, go to classic, scroll all the way down, and there you go. It's this one here, this blue one. We lost Quinny. No. Exactly, and yeah, it's just 20k divided by how many people hit 400 points. Exactly that. Exactly that. Well, it's not Zhao. Not everyone's gonna hit it. Like, I guarantee you, not everyone's gonna hit it. Callum says, I was meaning there's a best of Europe for the Europa League, but it doesn't allow you to enter as it says Champions League only. I'll just have a look now. Maybe that's the case, yeah, maybe. So game week 49, classic, scroll all the way down. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, they'll probably update it after Wednesday, I reckon, for that one. But that one's not the one with the money. This one's the one for the money. I don't know where Quinny's gone, so shouldn't be hard, but you never know. Yeah. Will I make a video on the best options? I made a tweet earlier mentioning a few of the best options, but I mean, we're not gonna know the lineups right now. But like any combination of Hakimi, Grimaldo, Musiala, Wirtz, obviously Bellingham, Rodrigo, Olise. I think I said Kimmich. Maybe I didn't. Oh, Quinny's just messaged me. Yamal, Rafinha. Like, I don't know the exact best combination right now, but kids pulled my internet. Ah, no way. That's funny. Yeah. Probably Tobia. I don't think that many will hit it, though. If you don't get a clean sheet captain. Yeah. If you don't get a cap, like if your captain doesn't score 80, then you're basically toast. I feel like it should have been 435. Yeah, maybe, Charm, maybe. But yeah, I'm not making a video on it necessarily. Like I said, I'd named a few players there. You can go on the pick score on Sorare data, and that'll give you a half decent look at what the best matchups are. But yeah, like I said, very hard to ignore Grimaldo. Obviously, Wirtz as well. That Slavia Prague matchup's pretty elite. Emi Martinez could score really well if they can hold Celtic out. Like, I think he'll get a bit of AA if they keep the clean sheet. Haaland, De Bruyne, any of the home fit, like Club Brugge don't have much to play for, I don't think. Like, I think they genuinely don't need much to happen. Like, they could just get battered, and I think they still stay in the top whatever. So, they definitely qualify, I'm sure. So, City at home, surely batter Bruges. Gyökeres maybe at home to Bologna. Bologna, no mugs mine, but Rafinha's got to be in there. I mean, he's in there for me. Like I said, Olise, Musiala, like, they're not, sort of groundbreaking sort of shouts. They're just the ones that probably end up scoring pretty well, Kimmich. There's obviously De Bruyne. Ceballos could be fun. I bought a limited Ceballos for it. It was like 3 quid. Why not? If Kim plays, I don't know if he's gonna, but we're gonna know the things, Which should be rested potentially, yeah. But we're gonna know all these things, so it doesn't really matter who's rested and who's not. We're gonna know everything. Where would you draw the line from? Yeah, good point, Sean. For example, I'm trying to use a Bernardo. Yeah, that's a good point. That's what I felt like with my Ceballos. Like, if he does me 70, I'm pretty happy, because that's like 85, nearly 90 with the 25% that I'll have on top of him. But like you said, yeah, what is, what common card is going to better that, basically? Maybe a common Kimmich, maybe a common Jude outscores my limited Ceballos. Like, it's definitely not out of the realm. Common Olise, like, I'm definitely not sitting here saying that can't happen, because it very well could. But I do like the cushion of the 25% if Ceballos is in. Quinny's back in, I think. Let's have a look. Is he back in? He's back in. Boom. Think he's back. Is he back? Maybe he's not back. Maybe you need to join once more. Alright, let me send him one more. Ceballos loves a booking. Yeah, he does, doesn't he? Let me send this to Quinny. Sending once more on Twitter. But yeah, you're right. There's a great conversation to be had there. Like, what is better? Like a mediocre, like a Bernardo Silva. Not saying he's mediocre, but a Bernardo Silva or like limited, or a Jude, or like I said, a Vert if he starts, Musiala, Elise, Kimmich, common. I only have shit matchups with Mittelstadt, can always sneak a DA for sure. You can, yeah. If they don't make the 8, they'll have a game in the midweek before playing Bayern. If they win, Bayern will have to play a leg in Champions League. Okay, got you. Yeah, like Glenn said, don't waste too much time. Okay, Quinny should be in. There we go. Sorry, mate. He's back.
You need to change the thing so I can see you again.
Got you. Yeah. I gotcha. Boom. Should be able to see me shortly.
Hey, there we go.
I was just looking through some of the best options, basically, on for the midweek. People are asking, what do you do, Quinny? Do you go mediocre limited card that maybe doesn't have the upside as a common Kimmich does, or what's your thought process on there? I'm on the camp. I'd rather have the XP. Like I bought Ceballos, like I said. Is that better than a common Kimmich? We'll only know after the deadline and after the game. But I think anything below that, I'm probably picking Kimmich, if that makes sense. What about you?
I think it's the player that you're like when you're building your. I would build the 5 commons first, and you've then got to look at it and just say who's the weakest here, and
got you.
It's then the points boost because someone you need to be thinking about all of them scoring 80 or over. Like that's what they have to be bringing to the table, and you can get a guy that can do all right, but they do 65. But if that guy at 65 or maybe 70 or whatever, they're the limited, that won't hold you back as much. It worked well for me having the goalkeeper, by the way. Like Schmeichel helped me to 7th.
That could be the clean play sheet. If you want to put the money into it, but is it worth it? Is my point. Like, I bought Ceballos for £3 because it's kind of worth it to win £8. Let's just say. Now I'm not saying that like I have to sell him after that, or whatever. But if I was to buy a Schmeichel, it's like. Different. I'm not going to win it back in that comp. Obviously, you can keep him. You don't even have to be in season, which is crazy. Like, let's look at the the limited prices here. Like, if you're a brand new user, are you spending £30 on a rare, a limited Grimaldo? Probably not to win a tenner and keep him, obviously. But you know what I mean. Well, I say that his price is not going to go down, is it? That's kind of your.
It's only the first time you're using it. It's like your first rodeo. You get a wee good swing at the pinata.
Yeah. Emmy for £30 and then build a prem lineup around him eventually. Like,
he's not keeping a clean sheet, but Celtic are not losing this game.
I said to you. I think I do agree with you, but I'm saying like if he does get a clean sheet, he's probably got a ton of AA. I reckon that's kind of my thought on the Emmy.
Maybe not. Celtic might just nil it.
Yeah, I guess they don't really. Do they have much to play for, Celtic? Really?
If we win, there is like a sequence of events that could put us into the top 8.
Got you.
Because that would put us on 15 points. So, 15 might be enough to get top 8, depending on how some other games go. Yeah. Not anyway. Like, oh yeah, that's very, very likely, but there's so much going on. So
one of the away keepers is going to score really high. I just don't know who it's going to be. Like you've got Oblak away, Mignon's away, Courtois away, Raya's away, obviously Schmeichel's away, Donnarumma. Like all the good goalies you'd probably want at home are basically away, and one or two of them are going to peak and do like a 75-80. It's just very hard to pick who that player or players are going to be.
Now we're going to know the lineups before the teams come out.
Of course, right.
Van der Voort.
Ooh, big Matane. Where's he to?
Against Sturm Graz.
Yeah, okay. Away.
Dead rubber for both.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind it if he's in. I don't mind it. Yeah, it's tough. It's really tough. Like, do you take the City keeper just on... Like, would you take a 65 now if someone gave it to you?
In goals?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd take 65.
I think Edison / Ortega gets a 65 personally. I can't see Club Brugge scoring, honestly. Not to say
I
Man
would
City
agree with
unbelievable.
that.
Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, do you just take that and then you got to go, okay, my captain has to do 85 plus, basically.
Your captain needs to do 100.
Nope. I'll show you what I did earlier. If you saw
Oh.
my thread, I calculated it all out, Quinny, what I expect my team to do. You ready?
Yeah.
Rafinha, 80 times 1.5, 120 points. Yamal, 80. Hakimi, 75. Ceballos, 70. Edison, 60. That is 422.5 points.
Of course. It's just to break 400, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, it's not that crazy.
I'm thinking about winning. Yeah.
Right, yeah. There's no winning in this. You don't get any points for
Yes.
this. You know? I'm underestimating Bruges. Welsh manager,
Nah.
so I will never underestimate him. They're a good team.
I've seen Bruges play Celtic this year. They are not. They're not good.
Yeah, I know they didn't play. You played really well against them that day, and they've had a few
Their
good
goal
results.
was the most horrific OG you've ever seen in your life from
Was
Carter
it?
Vickers. That mad.
Oh, I've seen it.
It was wild. So we should have beat them. They're not that good.
Yeah,
I don't
I wouldn't
think
be
so.
scared if I'm City, you know.
Nah, clean sheet could be possible with that one for sure. But it is a. That's I don't know if that's the one I would take personally out of the away ones
seconds.
because, yeah, 'cause I think Bruges. I don't think they've got much to play for. I think they're kind of in the same boat as Celtic, where they're certainly going to make playoffs, and I think that's all they really care about. So I don't think there's going to be any mad level of desperation from Bruges or anything like that to go and really press the game. But they are at home, and they'll definitely get a lot of moments of confidence. And City are just they've not been imperious this season, have they? So I'd rather go with somebody more settled, like a Sommer, or like someone that's just been doing it a bit more this year. City goalkeeper position has it's not been a source of joy, has it?
It hasn't, no. But I will just correct you slightly. They are at home, City. That's why I think it's.
Oh, okay, sorry. I seen the away for us because it's Mignally.
Yeah, you look.
Sorry, I was looking at the screen there.
That's all right.
Sorry, yeah.
You know,
Okay,
like,
being at home changes things. Fair.
yeah,
Aye, that's pretty safe then, isn't it?
You've got to think so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty safe. Bruges are just going to sit and do heatedly. Guardiola's going to get 500 passes. Ake's going to get 502.
Who's the best defender? Is it Grimaldo at home to Slavia Prague?
Again, the most important thing with Leverkusen is seeing the team.
Of course.
You know.
But is it that important? Because we'll know the team. It's one of them, isn't it? Where.
Mm-hmm.
I agree
Grimaldo
with you.
potentially is, yeah.
Because
he's just against Sparta. It could be any number of goals that go in, and he could have triple decisive. Like if it gets to 5-0 or something like that, he's that kind of guy. So kind of hard to look past him in so many levels. Guardiola could be the guy with one decisive, or maybe on AA could smash 100 from defence. But yeah, it's quite slim. Maybe Schlotterbeck. I don't know if he's actually injured or not. I've just seen that little icon on the page. He's capable of that as well.
Yeah. I like Hakimi, even away to Stuttgart. Rested.
Where is Hakimi on the page? Sorry, I don't see him.
By here. Double A. Middle of the road. Yeah.
I love Hakimi. I pick Hakimi in common mode all the time. But PSG do have a lot of motivation, don't they? Because I think they're still at the bottom of the playoff zone, and it's not. Let me look. I think and Hakimi got rested at the weekend, so he's definitely playing. You know,
he's played one game in like 3 weeks. You know, because of the resting.
Yeah, so there's not much that can catch PSG. I don't think they're going to be too worried about Shakhtar or Dinamo Zagreb.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're probably just going to about squeeze it. Yeah, they're going to be really buzzing for this. Who have PSG playing again? Did you say?
Stuttgart away.
Stuttgart, yeah, Stuttgart. That's a 6-pointer, by the way. They're both on 10.
Oh wow, that'll be fun.
That is a 6-pointer. One of them could get eliminated off the back of that.
Peter says if PSG and Stuttgart draw, they both guarantee qualification. Apparently.
Interesting. Okay, so 11 must be safety then, guaranteed.
Yeah.
And interesting.
PSG might concede, Graham, but that doesn't mean Hakimi can't rip 100. You know, like you're not actually like caring about the clean sheet too much with a Hakimi. You're just hoping he gets it decisive and just smashes AA, which he can do without the cleanie. But I agree with you. They probably don't keep a clean sheet.
Yeah. Hakimi died. He doesn't care about that. No. He'll just be in the box. Hakimi's like if Frimpong was like Real Madrid capable, like fully right now. Like,
he's like the final evolution, isn't he?
Form.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, he said it.
He's final evolution. Frimmers.
Just that right back that's up front nowadays.
I mean, he
creeping
scored
into the
against
back
City. He
post
just got chalked off, I think. Yeah, he definitely scored against City,
Yeah.
but got chalked. Yeah, I don't know. Someone said any under 23 shouts. I haven't really looked into it too much, but we can definitely have a quick look on it. There's not many goalkeepers. I know that for a fact. It's Bray if he plays again. He played yesterday for Boca. Chevalier, Trubin, and Van der Voort if he plays, which looks quite likely maybe. 4 keepers. We're going to know the lineups for 3 of those. We're not going to know if Bray plays, but he probably does. I mean, yeah, Guardiol's the player, isn't he, really? Guardiol. Maybe Frimmers, to be fair. Kabasi.
I like Frimmers.
Yeah, Frimmers could be quite peaky if you want to take a risk on a peak there. Diamande, potentially the best against Bologna. Could do okay. I don't think it's unbelievable. Obviously, Bell's Wirtz if Wirtz plays. Elise Musiala, very hard to see past that with the fixture. Still, I think could be quite fun against PSG. João Neves.
Yeah. Could be a good time.
Yeah, bless me.
Forward might be quite a tough one.
Yeah, well, Vinny suspended. So you're looking at Wirtz forward card, Musiala forward card if you have them, which is not many people. Haaland's probably the one. Like, I just think he could score hat-trick, basically, and just walk to like a 90.
Yeah, perhaps.
That's my worry if you don't have him.
That certainly is the sort of game that Haaland, I don't want to be too disparaging to Bruges, but yeah, he could score like 4 or 5 and just rescue his numbers dramatically, especially in the Champions League. Like, he'll then come out the group stages like top goal scorer or something like that, just by spawning it on one team,
Yeah.
I wouldn't, yeah, so he's got that in him. Yamal, but Atalanta are going to give Barca some space to 100%. Run and go, aren't they? That's going to be where are Atalanta and Barca? Well, they're both quite cushy. There's more pressure on Atalanta to get the points, but Barca are cruising.
If Savio starts, that could be quite fun. He's on to start. Doku's completely out. So there's definitely that element of him maybe playing.
And that's the sort of team he could rinse.
Yeah.
But listen, the fullbacks are tidy, as we know.
Yeah. Yeah, they're a good outfit, but like they're conceding against Kortrijk in the fucking Belgium league. Like, let's just have it right. Like, they're a good team. I'm not like they've been great this season. I think Charles said unbeaten in 16. That doesn't mean they're going to turn over a City, does it?
Yeah.
But yeah, Yamal, Musiala, Haaland, all the main boys. As far as underdog picks go, if Doué plays, I think that could be quite tasty. Bino Gittins, home to Shakhtar. I'd fancy him maybe to rip a little bit there. Maybe Big Nene against Atletico Madrid potentially. That could be interesting. This Giovanni Kenda, at home to Bologna, has done okay recently. Don't want to say it because he's playing against your boys, but Morgan Rogers, maybe.
Morgan Rogers could do great against us, but I think this is going to be like one. I think Celtic Aston Villa is going to be 1 each, 2 each. Maybe Celtic win it by a wee cheeky goal and just spoil the party somewhat. John McGinn is certainly doing something in the match. Like it's just got a fact of it's just going to be.
Is he a
unavoidable?
Celtic
He's projected to start. Yeah,
he is. Yeah.
John McGinn's like dad or his granddad used to be the chairman of Celtic.
What?
Aye. Something like that. I'm not a pure Celtic historian on that level, but his dad, his granddad, or something like that, was like the chairman in the 80s or something.
Wow.
So that's why I was a pure John McGinn Celtic king. So it's he's clearly like brought up on it.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And yeah, they're just so Diego. Villa's defense is not perfect. That's why I wouldn't touch Emmy for a clean sheet because
good point.
Celtic on the break, like we never get to play on the break ever. I know Kyogo and Dyson want to be playing in this one. Dyson's suspended for anyone that might have forgotten. Obviously, Kyogo's now in France. So there's a wee bit of downgrade in there, but couldn't Ida, Hitate, maybe a fullback, like we can break into space, like that's something we can do.
Yeah.
And against that Villa defence, I wouldn't be scared of them.
100%.
So, yeah.
Tyler says, Neuer didn't train, Perez is injured, Ulrich not available.
Urbig.
So it has to be Neuer or an academy keeper, they're saying. Obviously, they signed Urbig today.
Give us Urbig at the weekend. That's all I care about.
Big Urbig at the weekend. Sorare is a sneaky pick, maybe for Lille. Yeah, who have Lille got again? Oh, final.
Leon on 13 points. Oh, that's another 6-pointer, by the way. But Leon Feyenoord are 11th and 12th. The winner probably goes top 8.
Wow. Okay.
Leo Feyenoord.
Yeah,
If
that's
one
a
of them
bit mad.
wins.
Feyenoord have been good in the comp, by the way. Like,
yeah, 4 wins, a draw, and 2 losses. That's good.
yeah, they've been impressive.
Celtic should have that sort of record. Maybe not the 2 losses. We've only got 1, but we should have an win or 2 to our name.
Penalty save for the Monza keeper, Stefano Turati.
Nice. 2-6.
Pinamonti missing pens. 50. Wow, look at that. 15 points lost. Penalty kick missed. Big chance missed ×2. We thinking the GOAT Diop plays Thursday. I don't know, Ty, to be honest. We're gonna know the lineups anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But also, I don't know because he was suspended for this weekend. He probably plays, yeah, if I'm being honest. If I had to guess, but we're gonna know anyway. Urbig's not eligible, fair enough. I'd guess he does play Ty, yeah. I think Olise is the mid to go for. Probably Matt, honestly. If we know he's starting, yeah. With 2 injured keepers, they can make him eligible. Wow, okay. Atalanta, Barca, and Stuttgart PSG should be 2 marquee matchups. Does feel fun. Smells of goals. If there was 4 teams involved in goals, you'd like to think those would be it. Burnley Leeds, no shots on target. Love to see it. That's exactly what I need. No shots on target. I'm happy to concede the Trafford clean sheet, and that could see us win my first ever Star Super Rare, which would be nice. I need to show. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
I was going to say, I need to show you the prize pool because, Quinny, it's quite underwhelming.
What is?
The Star,
prize pool for what?
The Star Under 23 Super Rare prize pool that I could be fishing in.
Oh, yeah, I heard you teasing this at the beginning. Oh, say it ain't so, Harry boy.
So, basically, if Trafford doesn't score 78 points flat, I win. He's on a 31 right now. So, obviously, if he gets the clean sheet, could be fine as long as he doesn't get crazy AA. But have a look at this, right? Top 4, obviously, all elite. We can, concede that quite easily, right? After that, you get to Bart, which I'll be honest, I would take a Bart. I don't want to win a keeper, but if I had to win a keeper, it's probably him. I obviously like him. João Neves is fine, but you never know when he's going to play. Again, an elite player, like he's unbelievable, but it's just, as a Sorare player, kind of annoying. Santos would be fun, but there's jeopardy after this year. Whatever. Amad Diallo snuck in here, by the way. He wasn't in here. This has changed, actually. Yeah, this has changed since I looked earlier. Maybe for the better. Yeah, they've taken out the fucking Spurs keeper. You know that Spurs keeper, Kinsey, or whatever his name is?
Kinski, yeah.
Kinski was in here for the last 2 days, and I was flapping it. Because
Good.
his first mint was like $1,000, and I don't know why people are paying that much for him. But whatever. Yeah. So I'm quite happy now that I've seen that he's gone, but they have added Diallo. Diallo was definitely not in there before. I mean, I'd prefer Diallo over fucking Kinski, obviously. Prefer to have neither of them. But no disrespect to Diallo, but he's just not really my type of player. Yeah, 600 quid 2 days ago. But like, are these is Lewis Hall a star?
That's a bit yikes, isn't it? Does have peak potential, but he's not a star, is he?
Apollo. He's injured right now as well. Is Apollo a star? Like, let's just have it right.
Nah.
Even like Bino Gittins. Cherky on his day is a star. Like, let's have it right. Like, he is, but I don't know. I just, like, there's no Vert in here. He's obviously sold out or whatever, so I can't win
mate,
Vert.
It's the weekend game week, but mate, you're the top of the pool.
Mate, let me show you how stingy they are. Oh my god. Nobody's won.
Nah, mate, you're top of the pool.
No.
Top of the pool, mate.
Nobody's won.
Behave.
A decent card from under 23 Super Rare all season. You ready?
Good.
The best card somebody's won. So last week somebody won Ekatike, right? Fine. You're not in the pool anymore. The best card somebody's won is João. This was a small midweek, so there's only a tier 1 at the top. The best card somebody's won, is 3 João Neveses they've given away. Another quiet midweek. Cool. They gave away Mason Greenwood twice in a row, 2 game weeks in a row. Again, small midweek. I might be We need to get to the meat and bones of it. But basically, nobody's ever won like a Musi, any of the big guns from there, which is worrying. There's the first João Neves.
Mate, that's just ready. That's just primed, mate.
I don't think it is, mate. Honestly,
the DJ and Gambler in me coming back out there, mate. Roulette machines.
Horsey Quinny's coming back.
I don't know, mate.
Trafford.
I think I love the pessimism. Keep it up because it's just going to fill your karma up in the right way, and you're getting a top 4 card, Harry.
Mate,
I can feel it.
There's the Mason Greenwood again this game week, mate. Honestly, I put big money on it that I'm not going to get a top 4. Big money. Greenwood again.
I think they gave
I don't think I'll get a top 4. They gave away a Vert super early on in the season, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, that's D3.
Nice.
D1, João Neves again. So that's the second João Neves. I think they gave him away maybe this one, or maybe not. No, Flamengo, but that was a tier 1. What I'm getting at is they just are quite stingy with the tops, which I get it. Like, they can't give them away every week, but there was no Bellingham one. I mean, if content creator luck was ever a thing, we needed to land this week, don't we? Chevalier, fair, but he's not in the pool anymore for some reason. Maybe they've sold out of him. But yeah, I'm painting the picture, right? Gavi is a star. Like 2 months ago.
He's not in the pool now, but
no, he's not. But like there's no Pedri in the pool. I don't get what's going on. Like they must have just sold out of all these cards, no?
Maybe.
Oduro. It's just goalies Greenwood and João Neves so far, basically.
Yeah.
But you can't win a super rare from Unique anymore
exactly.
But they must be giving them away in like the Premier League native comps and stuff. That's where the big guns are going. I think it's got to be
a little bit. But like you say, there was a Wirtz.
Caicedo. I'll show you the Wirtz. I'm sure there was a Wirtz. Let's get to him.
And see when you say there was like Chevaliers, Greenwoods, Neves, that's all France. So it feels like the cards that have got more pressure on them to be in single leagues are less likely to come out under 23. But like Wirtz has had a little appearance at the beginning. Gvardiol. So maybe mid-season we get a wee La Liga appearance, a wee Yamal or a Bellingham shows himself up about now, Harry.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. I like.
And then it goes back to being the Serie A stuff and the French stuff, and then the end of season, like a Premier League one will come out or something.
Oduro again. Second Oduro we've seen. But yeah, I love the train of thought. I mean, I'd love that to be the case. Saliba, this is early on in the season, game week 11. Let's see if we do get a Wirtz. I'm sure we did. I'm sure they gave away a Wirtz. Bart. So Bart's still in there, obviously. Gabriel Peck.
Bart is like the kind of booby prize, isn't it? Because he has like quality, but
it's not like
really quality.
Yeah, like he doesn't even score that well. I'd love it for like international breaks. Like I'm a big there we go. There's the Wirtz. So Poker Trader on game week 5 won the Wirtz, or the Wirtz, sorry.
Yep.
Game week 3, I don't remember going this far down, but I don't think there was anything else that exciting. Let's have a look.
I'm on a wee bit of a delay, so I just see Peck.
Yeah. Smells like I'm winning Cherky. Oh.
Cherky would be good, but he's not superstar right now because he's got that transfer. Yeah,
I remember this. Marcolelli won a Rodrigo very early on in the season. For some reason, Rodrigo's not in the pool either, which is, again, bonkers. But yeah, first Rodrigo out. That was game week 1, literally the week that the new system was in place, and I think that basically as far back as I can go.
Rewards beginning of the season were jacked, weren't they?
Yeah. Rodrigo, Wirtz, like, come on, like.
For everything but seeing you said that, I'm like, man, remember rewards beginning of the season? People were pulling mad cards. And everyone was like, they fixed the prize pool finally.
If you don't look at past prize pools, you're doing it wrong, Hookah. Ooh, Paul says we haven't. Paul's in the building, by the way. Shout out, Paul. Paul said we haven't added or removed anyone. It simply refreshes regularly. Well, they're not
Paul
there.
in position?
No, I mean like the prize pool. Like,
no, who Paul? What Paul are you talking about?
Like Paul from Sorare.
Hey, Paul in position.
Oh yeah. Sorry, yeah.
Alright, cool.
I mean, whatever way you want to
just refreshes.
Sugarcoat it. Yeah, whatever way you want to sugarcoat it. He's either there or he's not. So like, I'm not saying you like drag him out, but like he's not in there right now. So
Oh yeah, see him.
You know.
Fair
But yeah,
enough.
shout out Paul. Somebody else asked him
Yeah,
a
we can
question,
dig
I
it.
think. I understand there are 20 plus stars in under 23 you could give out, don't you think? Let's see if there's any stars in tier 1.
Mate, imagine you got Palmer super rare.
That's not going to happen. I'm not going to win the best card, am I? If
Why
I
would
win.
you not, but mate, you've won D1 super rare.
I know, but so have like 30 people this season. No one's got like anything outside of Vert that's like, oh my god, wow. That's my worry. The odds are stacked against me, mate, I think. Do you not?
Perhaps.
Or do you think I'll just get super, super lucky?
I think one of those top fours coming out.
Well, there's 3 Yamals and there's 2 of the rest. If there's any conspiracies, can't you just even that out for me and just go 2, 2, 2, 2?
Get
Surely
Yamal.
they can do that. Like,
That'd be insane if you won a super rare Yamal.
he's the one. If we're be like, obviously those 4 are unbelievable, but I think you'd want Yamal because Cole Palmer's almost aging out. Musiala and Bellingham are mids, which are mid. Yamal forward. He's got like another million years of under 23.
He's never leaving Barca.
You know, like it's so hard to not say I don't want Yamal. Like Yamal's the one, isn't he? The other thing that worries me is there's 4 Santoses. So,
well, I do think Santos is kind of unlikely outcome. I was kind of thinking that maybe subliminally I'd noticed that, but I don't know. I was just like, Santos. If it was it, I do think I'm going to get a top card, and maybe again it'd just be another French player that they pay out. Because there's been a few of them in that tail of the tape you went through just now. Yeah, he would be pretty boss, but it's short term boss, long term, who knows?
And like the issue with me is obviously it'd be great to win him, let's say, but like I'm not playing in season champion Super Rare anyway, so it's like I don't even want an in season Santos. I would like if I could swap him for a classic and a bit of like I would probably do that because I genuinely can't use him. I obviously can use him down, but like you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I know I'm being picky there, but you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's a weird one. I know that would be the same for Yamal, but like it's Yamal. Like I'm happy to like just concede.
So only making when Yamal's an in season one.
Yeah,
can he
exactly.
win a classic one?
Well, no, you can't. No, yeah, you can't anymore. But I guess you could trade for a classic Yamal. There's no classic Santoses.
Yeah.
You know, More Thomas is currently on for his first win in Sorare. That's amazing, mate. Under 23. Oh, I love that. Buzz, man. That's amazing. But that Kinski, going back to it, he had 4 left as well, Quinny, and they were both next to each other. So I was like, I'm getting Kinski. Like, it's happening. You know?
Oh, yeah, that bummed me out. But no, I think there's a reason to be optimistic, Harry boy.
Mate, I don't know. Like, Cialis, he's not a star. I'm sorry, but you can't tell me he scores well, like in a Challenger League. I wouldn't deny that, but is he a star? The issue is there's no Vert, there's no Pedri. As in, like, you know, that bumps down Hall and Apollo, let's say. You know, like if you're calling it 15 players in here or whatever. I honestly would be like quite happy with a Trafford Super Rare would be perfect for me in a way. Because I play Challenger Super Rare. He's under 23 for another year or so after anyway, so he's a classic under 23 Super Rare card then. In a weird world, I'd prefer him than Bart in a strange world. It's not even that strange, I guess, because he does score better than him. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, goalkeeper wise, he's the one.
He's the one. Tobias says
everyone likes Suits
my. Yeah, I have Super Rare in season forwards in Challenger. Like that is my stacked like Brelm and Brahimi. I have that covered. If he was a mid, then it'd be a bit nicer for my gallery if we want to talk like how he legit fits. But genuinely, like he doesn't even fit that well in there. Obviously, he's probably not even as good as Brelm. Like why isn't Brelm in here? Like
that's a fair point.
Yeah, like where is he? He might be in here somewhere. Barcola is a tier 1. Like is Barcola worse than Cialis? I don't know.
I find that quite surprising. Barcola's in tier 1. Maybe he's been DNP in and stuff recently, hasn't he? So maybe he's been taking a wee kick in the bum. But
Paul says, yeah, in the real world, Cialis is not what I call star. Yeah, I'm agreeing there. Definition of star is a top 2% of the available reward supply is not manual. Fair enough. I wasn't calling it manual, but yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Love the intel, Paul. Thanks very much.
Yeah, I know. You're dropping gems on us here because we've been around for a while, but we're never normally shopping in these pools, Quinny. We really.
Yeah.
You know,
We'll wait and see what he says. But DD's asking a nice question there. I think it's
Ooh,
like for some of these players, there's only some of them available for under 23. So
interesting.
maybe they've been given out, and like, because we've said like there's not been all these players dished out under 23, so they've got like Champ and La Liga to satisfy, you know.
Like Gavin Bazanu is in a tier 1 position, right? Hasn't played football for 9 months. Was last I actually looked at this earlier. Was last bought 7 months ago or 6 months ago, I believe. Yeah, 6 months ago. Look at that. How mad is that? Someone traded him 4 hours ago, which is funny. But 6 months ago for 500 quid. And yet he's in tier 1. Big Baz.
It's a tough one.
It's a tough
So
one.
that's a baby. That's a trapdoor baby prize, isn't it?
That one definitely is. Arnie Engels just at the bottom of the tier 1s.
That's not bad. It's a decent
Like
low end
Brace.
T1, high end T2.
Brace, a starting under 23 keeper in the Argentinian league. I don't know whether he's had a super rare sold yet. I'm gonna say he hasn't, but maybe. Oh, okay, 4 days. Wow, that's cheap. But I guess that people didn't really know if he was definitely starting, which kind of looks like now he is. So, okay, fair enough. I can see why he's been put into tier 2 there. There's Big Franjo, my boy. There's Briam. Wow, 4 left. Shuttle up. Yeah, it's interesting. Morgan Rogers. Like there's Big Dean Howson. Tier 2.
Yeah.
Still a
Moving
tier
up in the
2.
world.
He hasn't moved. I won him as a DNP player in tier 2, and he's still a tier 2. Work that one out.
Was it tier 2 you got him from? Was it tier 3 now?
I finished 8th.
Of course, you won a division, didn't you? Oh no.
No, it wasn't. No, it was like 8th or something. It wasn't nothing. It might have been like 4. It definitely wasn't a win, I promise. It was
okay.
It was like a global comp of some sort, but he sold for like 300 quid, I'm sure, 2 months ago, for 1 month ago, 13 days ago. There you go. So like, yeah, fair enough. Like I get why he'd be in tier 2 price wise, but look at that. Like I won him when he was 50 quid, and now he's 250 and he's still in the same prize pool, same tier. That's
It's a lovely tier 2 to win, but
it is a nice tier 2 to win. Yeah, it's a very nice tier 2 to win. Now it is anyway. Esposito. Some good. I mean, there's some wicked cards in like these tier 2s, and like Murillo as a tier 2. That would be fun.
yeah.
Okay, so Paul said that's possible, as in like there might not be any more Vert or Rodrigos. I mean, we can check that out. We could kind of see, couldn't we? If there's 10 outs. If not, they must.
Yeah, you would need to go to the super rare like other divisions you can find them in. See if there's any.
But what I'm saying is that they could all just be out now, and then we'd know there's just none left. But you're right. You would also know if. Yeah. Okay. So there's 9. So that means there's one somewhere, which
Yeah.
So bought.
Oh, you done it right. Yeah, that's a better way of doing it.
So 3 auctions, 4, 5 auctions there. Is this an auction as well, but got traded? No. Okay, so 5 auctions and 4 wins, right? Unless these were traded as well. Yeah.
One more works to go.
Is that one more word to go? Yeah. Yeah. 1 is
5 auctions, you said, for rewards.
Yeah. I thought they auctioned. How many did they auction? 6 or 4?
Oh.
Yeah. Surely it'd be 6,
yeah.
no?
Yeah, it would be 6 and 4. I was thinking 5 and 5, but yeah, it would be 6 and 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, 60-40. I think so.
Charles saying Bazinu might go on loan, but that's no excuse for him to be in the tier 1 for them.
Yeah, that's not tier 1 status.
No chance.
I know Charlie knows that anyway.
Yeah, Charlie knows that, but like, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. We're not letting Bazinu off the hook at all. I own a Bazinu, so I'm. I know all about his shenanigans, but it'll be interesting. Even if we do hold, we are 55 minutes in. Trafford's on a -5 AA right now.
So this is interesting, right? Look at Wirtz. When were the 4 Wirtzes won? Did they come out rapid?
Ooh.
Just kind of half nosy about that.
You got a thing for crafts as well. Charlie just brought up a great point.
Indeed.
That is a great point.
Yeah, I wonder if one of them was crafted.
So
Or
one was
you
won
know,
3 months ago. This was won 5 months ago. I bet you that was the under 23 one, maybe.
yeah.
Oh wow! So two were won 5 months ago, which is a bit mad. So juiced up reward start of the season, 3 months ago, and then this one would be 4. So there hasn't been a vert one in 3 months, basically.
And they were all won as reward, and none were crafted.
I don't know how. Well, it doesn't show that,
It
but
would,
remember at the start, it wouldn't show. As in, like,
oh, really?
yeah, like if you crafted a card, it would just say one, and then it kind of got changed. But I don't know whether like old ones got changed, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, good point. Craft is reward pool too. There's no one left to win.
Yeah. So there's no more crafting, and none of them seem to be crafted. Interesting.
Yeah, Cal, it could definitely be in the Bundesliga comment. Yeah, we're not. That's basically what we're getting at. It's probably somewhere else, effectively.
Yeah, yeah. Now, Ben Bundesliga or Champ or All-Star, one of those wins, but it won't be under 23. So out of the 4 Wurtzes, one went to under 23.
We know that, yeah.
So I wonder if maybe all of them maybe came from one, like under 23, Bundy, Champ, All-Star.
Interesting, yeah.
Or Special. I'm saying All-Star.
Can't you do that, Quinny? Can't you look on SD and look at the rewards and type in someone's name? I'm sure you can do that. We used to be able to filter by player name and go verts, and then you could go...
Yep. So you can do the same kind of filter you just did on Sorare, where you can look at the season, like look at all the Wurtz cards for this year, and then you'll be able to click into their history on Sorare data the way you do. You can just get the same screen.
And it will tell you where they were won from?
No, I don't think those... No, but at least then you'll know the manager in the game week.
Got you.
And then you look at that manager's results on that game week. What did they win? Oh, it was...
Oh, that's easy.
Champ.
I don't have to keep typing it in. It'll just show me the verts ones. We'll just do that. Why not? And then we'll...
Yeah, if there's an easier way, brilliant.
We'll just end the stream after this because I've got a few bits to do.
I just told the missus I was jumping on a call with you.
You've got free reign, have you?
I was just like, I'm just going to jump on a wee call with Harry. Just chat some stuff. Also, I've had that Jota thing today, so she's like letting me away with stuff.
She's letting you. Am I doing this wrong? It's probably... I fucked it, Quinny. I didn't have all divisions.
Gotcha.
You can't... It won't default to that, if that makes sense. Like, I'll have to keep changing it, which is fine, but... Still a bit annoying.
Yeah.
So there's a rare verts given out on that game week. I mean, I don't even... Well, I say I don't know why we're doing this, because obviously Vert is not even in the pool, but it would just be interesting to see why, where he's given out.
Where they came from.
Yeah.
Did they do an even split there? Because, like with Yamal, for example...
There we go.
There's 3 of them left.
Champ D1 in game week 23.
Bro.
So we know Champ, we know under 23's had one. I'm skipping the midweek, so I'm kind of hoping that he doesn't pop up in the midweek. So
you could just look as well. I'll get a screen and help. You could just look at when the Wurtzes came out.
Right, and go to the game week, kind of, maybe?
Yeah, just try and aim it a bit better rather than going through them all.
So
you said 2 of them were won 5 months ago. Like
right,
back-to-back game week 1 and game week whatever.
Yeah,
what was
I'm
that
nearly
again?
at that game week right now, so I should be okay. Kind of. I'm in the realm. Game week 11. There we go. Oh wow, it was one in a global, that one.
Oh.
It just says super rare. Wow, what comp was that? Let's have a look. What was it? Game week 9. Let's have a look at this guy's gallery. Wow, I've never seen this name before. But like he's got 30 uniques, 700 rare. It's mad, isn't it, how many Sorare managers there are? Like it just blows my mind.
And this is, see with the change of the leaderboards and stuff like that. People say, "Oh, it's just Nanzo and Pranks." Like, no, it's not. There's millions of people out there that you don't know about. I've got buckets of cards.
Look at that team.
All the time, you don't know them.
Look how horrible that team is, by the way.
I'm on a delay, so give me a minute.
You're good.
And I'll see it.
He won it by 0.06 points.
Toby's laughing at you in the chat.
Yeah,
what's the most that won it with the unique
What's the most effective way then, Clever Clogs? Come on. Show me the most effective one.
That's a fun team to win awards with.
I
Super
know.
rare mix.
Yeah, what comp would that been? Like an anti-stack, or I don't know.
Yeah, well, Wolfsburg, Japan, Magdeburg. It must have been a global thing, underdog or specialist. Or...
I haven't even heard of half of those players. There we go. Under 23. So what we've seen so far, the global champ.
And under 23. No Bundy yet.
No Bundy yet.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do.
And there it is. Cap 250. Mr. Inefficient. Found them all.
So interesting. So 2 specials or all-star.
2 specials. That is insane, no? No Bundesliga at all.
Interesting. Oh, Packus Murphy says the 9 of 10 was won in Bundesliga.
Ooh, so was there... Yeah, there would have been 5 won. Yeah, we've only discovered 4 then, I guess, right? Is that right?
I thought we said there was 4-1. I thought it was 4-1, 5 sold.
No, I thought it was the other way around, no?
Chat, help us.
5, I'm sure it was 5 sold. I could be wrong. I could definitely be very, very wrong. Yeah, 5 sold. Yeah, you're right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 sold, 4 rewarded. And this 9 of 10 from No Limit apparently won it from a Bundescomp. But hadn't we just seen under 23, champ, global, no? What are we missing there?
Look at the game weeks. It's got the 5th of November in it. If that works.
5th of November.
Yeah.
It's either this one or the one before. Yeah, champ. Somebody's telling us.
Champ.
Somebody in the chat's telling porkies.
I go to the one that says 17th of September.
Someone in the chat's telling porkies. Not on. It's got to be this one. Yeah, super rare. That's the global one. The one that just won with that random team.
Right, go to the game week of the 3rd of September.
Remember. Yeah, under 23.
And then go to... Oh, one at auction. Hold on.
Yeah, we've done it. Two globals, one under 23 and 1 champ.
I've maybe missed one. Right, so I've got 3 open. Right, so I've got the 5 of 10 that was won on the 3rd of September, which you just said was under 23.
I have that. Yeah, I have that in front of me now.
I've got the 7th of 10 that was won on the 17th of September that you said was All-Star. And then we've got the one 9 of 10 that was won on the 5th of November.
Champ.
That we said was
Champ.
I think. Yep.
So we'll catch up with the champ. 270 was open game week 9. Interesting, Charles. So you won that from... So they've given them out in 270 and 250, which is mad.
Kanzar 7. Yeah, I've seen that one. I'm missing something from my mental equation here that I'm putting together for this. Like, I know some of you guys seem to be understanding where they all are, but
they've just given out 4 basically.
No, I've only got 3, but
really?
DG Factory. Yeah, so 20th of August. Go to that game week.
Yeah, we went through him, definitely.
20th of August. That's the one I was missing from my picture.
20th of August. Yeah, cap 250.
Cap 250 confirmed again. Yeah, fine. Nice.
It's interesting now, though, isn't it? Like, not in Bundes at all. I find that quite crazy, in a way.
Yeah. So I think, is there any of those top 4 that have been given away in under 23 already? Because you're probably screwed.
No.
None of them have?
No.
Of course, you already know that,
yeah,
Harry.
None of them have.
Through that.
As far as I'm aware, anyway. That just tells me I'm not getting them. Like, straight
that
up
means
back.
it's still possible. Every one of them has
Really?
like a wee. I think
Like
every
a
one of them's
one.
got a wee chance.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
Okay.
Wirtz never came out in Bundesliga. I don't think there's a guarantee that one of them will show up. But the
Yeah.
fact
Yeah.
that none of them have showed up, and there's been how many João Neveses? You
Three.
know,
Three
you
Neveses,
know.
two Greenwoods.
Yeah, I don't think there's any more Greenwoods or Neveses to come. It's Lamine season, mate. Your mal time.
So it's interesting. There's three Cherkies, there's three Apollos, two Traffords, two Bells, Moose, three Yamals, two Palmers. The rest are all ones outside of Santos with the four.
Yeah, your mal time. So hope it's
Imagine
Palmer, but just for the absolute
it would be sick.
ecstasy of it.
Yeah, Palmer would be
'Cause it's like,
amazing. It's fucking Cole Palmer, but like Yamal is the god. Like Yamal is
Yeah.
god tier for me. Like I don't think anything can eclipse that. Genuinely, like
yeah,
yeah. I would be over the moon with Bellingham because obviously I have Rodrigo. Like that would be amazing if I could somehow pair those. You know, that would be oh my god.
of course.
And then Musiala, Jesus, like what more can you really ask
Yeah.
for? So honestly, just give me a pick and mix of those four. It's obviously not going to happen, but and then it's
You get the likes up, guys.
Yeah,
You charge Harry up with the luck.
Yeah.
Charge him up, guys.
What is the likes on? Let me have a look. If it's below 50, I'm getting a dud.
Oh no, don't say that.
If it's below 50, I'm getting an absolute dud. I can feel it. Let's have a look. We've still got 90 watching, by the way. Lads, you're absolute legends. 95. Yeah, we're on 43, lads. We're slacking. I'm not getting anything. You don't want me to win. And I did say to my Discord as well, I said, if I win a top four, I'm giving away something massive. And I mean, like, big. Like, seriously big. Yamal still be under 23. Project Bell is Santo. Yamal might be able to play with little Project Bell. They might share a changing room. Never know. Still
Never know.
2 days for the still 2 days for the pool to update. Just praying that Tottenham keeper don't find his way in there.
Nah, he's out and gone for good.
little backdoor escape.
And you definitely know the Bulls Paul in the chat. He'll find that at Polo. Who was the other DNP that was in there?
Well, he's
There
not
was two
DMP, but
Cleveland-
like Ciole. So Lewis Hall. Not that he's a DMP, but you know.
Aye, we'll get that cleaned up.
Yeah, Paul will get that cleaned up for us, I think. He'll add a little Verts in there. He'll add a little Pedri in there, and then
Look at the top of tier one. Look at the top of tier one. Who should be knocking on that star door?
It's not a great. Jarrell Kwanzaa's at the top of tier one. How in the world is that a thing?
Ouch. Yeah, that's
Like, there's
weird.
actually no way on earth that's a tier one, Quinny. Like, come on now, what are we doing genuinely now? Who's overpaid for a Kwanzaa?
Yeah.
Six? Nah, that
I'm a wee
can't.
bit
Well,
behind. That's
why is Pranksy paid that much for him? By the way, what's happened there?
I don't know. I'm
That
on a wee
can't-
delay on the screen. So you wait for me
So
to catch up.
Pranksy paid 600 quid for the one of, and then 8 days later, somebody paid 66 quid for him. That ain't right. I'm sorry.
600 quid for the one of rare.
567.
For the one of Kwanzaa.
It's the one of Kwanzaa. That can't be right. I'm sorry. That ain't right. And then someone paid 66 quid for the 3 of 8 days after that.
That's so bizarre.
That's weird, no? I know, like, collection bonus or whatever, but I'm sorry, that is...
Yeah.
But, oh, wow, sorry, Quinny. He bought it off somebody for that amount. My bad. So how...
Oh, we're talking. Sorry, I can see the screen. We're talking super rare.
Yeah, Super Rare Kwanzaa.
I had rare in my head. Sorry.
right.
I'm a tube. Of course, we're talking super rare. But
is he
I had
paid
in my
so
head
much?
rare. They paid £600 for a rare. I'm like, what are we
no.
talking about? That super rare. Like, if it's the one of and that guy's just bending him over, a 1.2 ETH. He paid a quarter of an ETH, didn't he? So maybe there's a wee bit of that in the equation, and it's a little special edition, isn't it?
Sanchi
It's not
paid...
totally.
Yeah.
It's not totally unheard of, but it is, yeah, annoying for that. The consequences, isn't it?
The consequences.
Yeah, of the tier one status he now has because of that, you know.
Yeah. 6 days ago, somebody paid $3,000 for in-season Foden Super Rare, in-season Kwanzaa Super Rare, and in-season Sesko Super Rare. I didn't think they took these type of trades into account. I could be wrong, but I really didn't think they did.
No, I wouldn't think so either.
No, so I just don't get. Kwanzaa should never be at the top of that list. Just simple as. Barcola should be up there. I understand that one. Egan Riley, yeah. Big, I mean, maybe, but it's still a stretch, I think. Camavinga, like,
Camavinga's a good tier 1. Camavinga's a good tier 1.
I don't know.
If you win him in tier 2, you're buzzing. You're not going to find him in tier 3 or 4.
Yeah, fair. No, he's a wicked player. I don't know. Savio's pretty low down. Robin Roos, Bazanu, Gula. This is like, Akliushi's a good little player. I won him as a tier 2 Super Rare for winning under 23 a little while ago. That was when he was a tier 2, when he weren't playing as much. He's obviously better now. Like, John Duran's a tier 1. Doesn't even start, man.
Yeah. Again, this kind of goes back into the DNP discussion a little bit. I think it was Toby, but somebody said like they didn't like some element of it, like kind of leveling the playing field or taking something. I can't remember what it was precisely, but I thought the changing of subs going from 25 to 35 kind of did that a little bit.
Yeah.
Where like if like the only thing you're fearing is your guy's injured, but if you know, oh, he's definitely playing, just don't know if he's going to start or not. That kind of removed a little bit of the risk in playing a substituted player. Kang In Lee's been a bit of fun for me this year off the back yet. Not a priority team, granted.
Yeah.
But John Duran has kind of benefited from that a little bit because people can play him in their second and third lineups, and he's viable and part of a collection. And if he gets a transfer, expectations are quite high. I would say that SO5 wise, he probably kicks on. So he's a wee bit high tier, I get you, but it's not a big shock.
No. Paul's got a bit of alpha in there. He would take Rodrigo Mora, the guy we have on the screen right now, over Lewis Hall, which I think's. I agree. I'd prefer to win this Mora card than a Lewis Hall. Like I think Lewis Hall's a wicked left back and stuff, but yeah, you got to be taking the
Wonder
17
kid rookie card.
Yeah, 17-year-old wonder kid rookie from Porto. Like he's basically Fabio Vieira regens, maybe in a better form.
Yeah,
you know.
I bought a rookie the other day, Harry. I got a Gabriel Mascarado.
Ooh, who's that? Who's he play for?
He's a wee Brazilian guy. He plays for Ream. I don't know why, but it was on my favourites list. He came up with a card. Normally that's a good sign.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
Not opened him yet. He's in a wee neon packet.
Ooh,
if you could do share screen, I would think I'd probably just do it now to finish the show off. But
can I share?
I don't think share screen on this is a neat. Oh, there's actually a button for me here.
Yeah. Requesting. I should be able to get on the screen. Yeah. Maybe. Here we go. It gets a bit dicey, I think, but yeah, I need to unassign it. It's all a bit of a nightmare, but I can do it.
If you can.
Yeah, no, I got it. I should have it. Boom.
Yeah, all good.
Yeah. Let me just make it a bit bigger.
Let's hope we get it animated.
That's fine. Yeah, you can do it from there if you want.
It may be loud. Buckle up, everyone.
Okay. That's okay.
Oh, don't open Tierney. What's going on?
No. Did you open Tierney?
Oh, I don't know. No. Maybe it's glitched on me somehow, but
Paul says, for now, it's a recent data point. It's formulating involving rare value. We'll soon move to limited signals. Interesting. Appreciate the insight, Paul. Very interesting.
It glitched on us.
No, it was a thing, though.
Yeah, it was a special. Just want to see if Tierney glitched on us. Where's my Tierney? Oh, there he is. There, good. Whew. That was a close one.
Love that. Oh, that's nice.
That's a cool rookie, isn't it? Animated. Yeah. I got lucky.
Yeah, you might have to build a little.
It's a shame we didn't get to see it.
Is he a good player? As in, like, is he? Oh, do not know.
He's a DNP, mate. DNP right now.
Right, but has he got a bit of pedigree?
Yeah, he's a little Brazilian wonder kid. I think it was like Corinthians or something they got him from.
Okay.
Yeah, Corinthians. And normally these wee teams in France, they're normally quite good at spotting a player once in a while. Yeah, Brazil Youth International as well.
Brazilian. Yeah.
He's got some pedigree. Not expecting anything anytime soon, but especially this. Like, I always like picking up rookies, as you know, and I used to use limiteds a lot for rookies because of the price of them, and you could just get them, and it was a wee bit of fun whenever I used to buy limiteds. But especially this year with how Bischoff is doing, I'm so sore that I've not had a rookie just sitting in the background chilling out this whole time.
Like a Bischoff or something. Or,
Exactly, Bischoff. Like,
Yeah.
that's exactly who I'm talking about. Like him. I'm
Yeah.
gutted I've not had one this whole time, sitting chilling out, and now it would just be rubbing your hands together time. I know he's easy enough to get, but I'd like to have my rookie
It's
that
like
whole
growing,
time.
yeah,
At some
growing
levels.
with them. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So that made me want to get another rookie or two if I seen one or two going around.
Mm-hmm.
And that Mascherano I ended up getting. I was rather close to his super rare Harry, but I didn't do it on the basis that he's probably not going to play this year, and the end season won't go well. He's up for £100.
Yeah, it's
I don't know if you can see it on screen, but it's a nice rookie super rare is pretty nice this year.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Especially the animated ones are just minted.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's a beautiful card. I actually am quite surprised. I have a Reams collection, but I just don't have him, which is quite annoying.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like
I don't really know much about him, but it wasn't expensive either.
As
you can see, it's like £6 for the rare.
I have 8 cards from them, 2 rookies. I just don't have him.
But I bought that one because it was in the packet, and I thought, maybe there's a wee chance I get an animated one.
Yeah.
It's still in the pack.
That's fun.
Since I watched Sorare After Dark, and they were opening cards, and they were getting a lot of animateds.
Jimmo was on a tear, wasn't he? Absolute tear.
I've not finished that. I must have watched the first 40 minutes or so, and I heard Laird or somebody teasing that the second half was mental or something.
Quinny,
what?
Julian Bass move into Braunschweig immediately.
Oh, wow. That's a nerf and a half.
3 in-season cards.
Yeah, unlucky, mate.
No, he's not playing right now. That's a brilliant move.
You think so?
He doesn't kick footballs right now. Like, he literally doesn't kick balls. Apart from in training. Wow. I mean, I'll take that all day long.
Fair enough. If he's going to play, that's good.
Yeah, that's beautiful for me. That's not good. It's better than not playing. Jim was like Theo Vaughan if he played Sorare. That's actually such a funny
That's
reference.
So funny, man. That is so funny.
He's so rare Theo Vaughan, isn't he?
Yeah, 100%. They're just it. That's such on the money, isn't it?
Moscardo isn't a good player, Paul says. Oh, he's coming for you, Quinny. At least for now.
I guess I don't know why PSG.
Wow, PSG
did PSG buy him?
Wow.
Yeah, I knew I'd heard that. I favorited them. And normally,
interesting.
if a favorited card of mine comes up, I just buy it or I keep an interest in it. Cause I'm like, I must have favorited it for some reason.
Yeah.
So maybe PSG have bought him, done my homework for me then.
Wow. What, and loaned him to Ream, is it? Huh.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Don't know.
There he is. Gabriel Moscardo. Yeah, he is on loan. 6-1. Look at that. 13 million transfer value. Obviously because he... Yeah. Wow, they paid 20 mil for him. Mate, Brazil seem to just get these mad... They just rip off everyone in Europe. Let's just have it right. No, mate, they're the biggest crooks ever. I don't care. It's unbelievable.
They're very good at getting their teenagers sold for a lot of money, aren't they, man?
I know there's some amazing ones. Like, we've had some incredible ones, right? But you cannot tell me that a lot of them just go completely under the carpet and 10 mils get thrown around far too quickly. Never mind 20 mils and above.
So I think that's why I got them, because of that £20 million transfer.
Yeah, I can see you, doing that. Bass season is on. Bass season is definitely on.
Yeah, the chat's quite positive about Bass, so fair play.
Yeah.
Bundesliga 2 is all action, so I suppose he'll be able to spike his face off whenever he can.
DAs and also, He just needs to play football, obviously, and I mean, they're not going to play much football, mind, are they, at Braunschweig, but it's more than being on the bench for, Sparta Rotterdam, so. Yeah. But there's an interesting chat going on between Andreas and Paul about the the XP bonus thing, like the 10% thing.
Yeah.
Andreas got his WizKid math project out, and basically, like, it does affect, like, where you would be in the position. Like, it's the whole 10% thing.
Uh-huh.
It will change your position in the leaderboards, basically, because it doesn't, like Andres is saying there, it doesn't get factored into the, he said, okay, why don't you just Why do you not just
It gets
factor it into
added on after
performance?
like XP or something. Yeah,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
of course. What an interesting. See some people, man.
I know.
Well done to him for thinking of that.
Yeah. Andreas is a genius. To be fair, he was the one. He was the one, obviously, that was on Sorare. You know, the
Oh yeah.
lawn trader. Yeah, top guy. Yeah. Andreas says. He said, yeah. What's the reason they didn't go XP times base score times scarcity bonus? Charles says they've got teams like Wolves and West Ham paying 20 mils for people who haven't kicked the ball. Yeah, it's mad.
Why don't they just? Is the best thing to do not just roll up all the bonuses together and just go 88 times 17%, rather than times 5 times 10? You know, adding them on incrementally.
Yeah.
Surely just roll them all together and just, you know, like 88 times.
It would feel like that's
28.
an obvious thing, but I don't know.
Because XP and all that's locked at the beginning of the game weeks. It's not like it's going to move or you need to worry about.
No, yeah, not so much
changing.
moving. He's just saying like Ray's getting 10% extra. Like if you were to play that out, it will change somewhat. Like, not saying it would happen after the game week because it's locked. I'm saying like if you just applied it to the game week right now, you know, 10% to everyone, it would change people's positions effectively. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Which I think's interesting. Trafford on a 60-80 first minute, Quinny. We're looking good right now. Things.
Has he got a clean sheet to hold on to?
He does have a clean sheet. He's on -6 AA almost.
Nice.
He's the highest scoring Burnley player right now. The only player in the green.
Goalkeeper limiteds. Limiteds, eh?
Captain your keepers. So Andreas says the result is different if you go 1.15 times 50 compared to 1.1 times 1.105 times 50, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, I would never have thought of that.
Even if I do hold
I'm still thinking about the Jimmer Vio phone thing.
I know, it's unbelievable. Such a good chat. Celta Vigo scored.
What did they? Sweet.
Pablo Duran. Wow, look at this kid. 25 AA in 37 minutes.
There's like no players that are scoring well that people would have picked. That's good.
No. Starfelt, nobody. Alonso, nothing. I guess
I was hanging on to 2 boxes in La Liga in the Classic this year. This game week. So that might do well for me, actually, if that game's kind of rubbering out, no clean sheets or anything. Yeah, I'm still getting 2 boxes, 1 promotion from La Liga Super Rare. So go me. 2 3-star boxes, and I'm on 15 Essence, Harry.
You going to craft?
Wednesday night.
Wow. Andreas said the scarcity bonus essentially just favours higher base scores, which means 2 teams can finish differently to each other in rare and super rare.
Interesting.
Right. So like the scarcity
bonus. So it promotes base score over XP.
Yeah, basically base score means more than scarcity bonus. Well, obviously more than not means more, but has more of an effect.
Base score better than net score.
Right.
Kinda. For the sounds of it.
Nuseko said I won all my podiums because of good collections in XP. I mean, yeah,
I don't think it's negligible. I don't think we're saying that, Andre. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think it's like the sequence of how they multiply your score.
Yeah, it's just where the numbers are placed in the equation, effectively, right? That's what we're talking about here, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Hey. Oh, Harry boy, I'm going to love you and leave you.
It's been a pleasure, mate. Thank you for joining me. It's been, what have we done? 2 hours and 15. Jeez, I didn't expect to do that long, but we're here. It's fun.
Thanks for having me. Fun to crash as always.
Yeah, no, I'll be on your place on Wednesday for a mega Champions League stream, and then you'll be returning the favour on the Thursday for the Europa League bonanza and Conference League maybe. And then we'll do Deadline. We're going to be streaming 4 days out of 5 today this week together with Deadline Show.
Wow, because of today. Yeah,
how mad
is
that? Yeah. 4 out of 5.
That's funny.
Paul said the impact is so small it doesn't change any strategy for anyone. Interesting. Andrea says a base score of 1.1 instead of 1 in rare means XP is worth 91% rather than 100.
9%. Yeah. I'm gonna maybe go out on a limb and say that's maybe not been factored in. I don't know. It's quite high level maths for me, like in terms of, I don't know what the implicate, people have speculated the addition of that thing is to do with NCE. Maybe it is, I don't know. I don't know what the reason for the addition of it really is ultimately. So maybe they've worked all this stuff out before adding it in. I'm not too sure why it's came in, really, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Unless it's to give us limited pro, like we spoke about. Was it me and you? Where were we chatting about that? Oh, you mean the
scarcity bonuses coming in? Yeah.
Yeah, so you could play limited pro, maybe. Rather than, we don't get rare pro anymore, but maybe we get limited pro.
Yeah. Better than a kick in the teeth, isn't it? You'd take it. All right, then. Well, love you and leave you, lads. It's been an absolute pleasure. We'll be back on Quinny's channel on Wednesday. I think I'm live tomorrow with Laird. I haven't spoke to him, but hopefully he's all good. I'll check up on him soon today. But yeah, it's been a pleasure, Quinny. Thank you for gate crashing, and we'll see you all. Wednesday. All the best, lads.
Bye-bye.